Yo guys, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We're here for the second of our club-centric show. So last week, of course, we did Real Madrid. And for this week, we are doing Liverpool. So remember, these are shows in which we just do like a real expose and go real in-depth into one club. So what I do is I put out a tweet and so forth for anybody who feels they're an expert of that club. Got a good mic, good webcam. That's not essential, but it would be helpful. But really, you are good on the mic and you're knowledgeable of your club. Come along. So people say, "Oh, where's Man City? Where's Juventus?" Guys, this is a week by week. I'm just one man. Okay, I'm just one man here. We will get there. So I have a list, and every single Tuesday, or maybe it is, but every single Tuesday, we're doing club by club. So for this week, we're going to be doing Liverpool, man. So joining me on this panel, and we may get a few people joining in as well. But at the moment, we've got Undisputed. Oh, oops, sorry. Yeah. So we have Undisputed, who says that he is a complicated Liverpool fan. You know Samuel from the Hangouts. You know Jamal from the Hangouts. And you can now put a face behind the people's Jamal from the Hangouts. And of course, you know I am Ham as well from the Hangouts. So we have quite a few things to go through, and I hope you guys can enjoy. So guys, get a meal, relax, chill, and we're going to go into in depth in this whole Liverpool thing. So let's start off first with our first topic, which is Klopp. So I want some honesty here. And I want you guys to rewind yourselves back to when Klopp was hired. So what was known about this guy, because I've said this many times, that Dortmund, Klopp's Dortmund is one of my most favorite teams to watch. And I just loved how they played, and I felt that we were robbed of a very interesting dynasty if they had kept all their players, specifically after that MCL final. So it didn't end in the best way possible, although you could say that it was taken out of Klopp's hands because most of his players were pretty much robbed off of him, and there was only so much that he could do, because it just wasn't the same team that we saw in that 2013 CL final. So Liverpool then come in and they then hire they then hire Klopp. So I need some honesty here, and then we can go in depth. Your honest reaction and feeling when Klopp was hired as Liverpool manager. What did you think he would do? Did you think it was a good hire? Were you excited? Were you cautious? Did you want someone else initially based on where Liverpool were? What were your thoughts and emotions once Klopp received the Liverpool job? Let me come first to Samuel.
I just remember that time. Remember the time before we got Klopp, and probably when we got when we had Brendan Rodgers, it got to a point in like Liverpool's history, I think, where I was just looking at the sky and thinking, where is this club going? Where is this club going? That time we actually got beaten 6-1 by Stoke on Gerrard's final day of the season. Well, I think it was away day, or was it final day? I don't know. But most of that time has been erased from my memory. I can't remember those times anymore. That's why I'm struggling to even remember them. But I remember, I think it was after Everton, we drew against Everton, and they had the news that Brendan Rodgers got fired, and we're bringing in Klopp. I remember where I was, and I was saying to myself, this is better. Because I started to notice Klopp from his Dortmund days, and I like to do my research. So I knew where he was from, Mainz, don't know how to say it. And I knew where he took Dortmund to. And if you actually look at the period that Dortmund, he really took Dortmund to, you would say, the promised land. Bayern Munich got to, I think it was 3 Champions League finals in how many years? In about 4 or 5 years?
4 years.
So, yeah, 4 years. So Bayern Munich weren't no joke of a team. They were not a joke of a team. Yet he went and took that Dortmund team, built it from the ground up, and made them win back-to-back Bundesliga titles, which is no mean feat. So, and he also went to the Champions League final. So us getting that, I was like to myself, finally, we've actually got a world-class manager who I think he just broke into that world-class category. He wasn't, I want to say he was always there, but because of what he did with Dortmund, he just broke in. We actually got a world-class manager that can help us build, and he actually has a philosophy where we can be excited. So at that time, I was very happy. I think a lot of my friends around me were obviously they were being salty, saying, "Oh, Klopp is going to ruin his legacy at Liverpool. Like he's not going to take Liverpool anywhere." And now looking back at it, it was probably one of the best things FSG have done in their time.
All right, Jamal.
Yeah, guys, I have to be honest. When we was going for a manager, I wanted Don Carlo because I think it was either Ancelotti or Klopp. And I said, bro, after 13-14, we need trophies. Brandon Rodgers had me going into depression. I'm sorry, guys. It was hard. So I just look at Carlo Ancelotti CV and I said, damn, we need trophies. I wanted Carlo Ancelotti. But when we get Klopp, I say, yeah, he's a good up and comer, but we need trophies now. I do not want no project. I really didn't want a project. I just wanted a cup. But bro, if I could meet myself that time, I will cuff the shit out of myself. Because bro, this guy is the guy. He is the best manager in the world right now.
But Jamal, on that, but I know you wanted to trophies, but just as what Samuel said, weren't you encouraged that, man, look at what this guy did with Dortmund? 2 back-to-back titles. Didn't you think that if you can win 2 back-to-back titles against the minds of Bayern, there is a possibility this guy can actually win trophies for Liverpool? Or you thought that it was maybe too high a step to expect he could replicate Dortmund with Liverpool?
No, because he was my second choice. I wanted him, but just I didn't want the project. Because I that is what I didn't want. I wanted a trophy next season. I wanted it now. So I said, Carlo Ancelotti, give him the money and he will get you a trophy, a title. With Klopp, I didn't really want the project. Because guys, remember, under Brandon Rodgers, we played good football. It was good attacking football. So yes, the football with Klopp played was amazing. But we already played that. So I wasn't really watching him for the football. But one thing what changed me is the game against Real Madrid Dortmund, the semi-finals when Lewandowski scored them 4 goals. I still remember it. That game was the most entertaining game I've ever seen in a while. That game was good. So yes, he was my second choice, but I really wanted Carlo Ancelotti.
All right, already undisputed. Thoughts when Klopp was hired?
Do you guys know where Dortmund finished the season before Klopp took over in 2008?
7?
13.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, about it, like it was below top 2. Because I remember at a point they were hovering over relegation because they're just losing game after game after game because they kept playing that same high line, and they were above relegation, and then they ended up like 13th or 12th. I was like,
no, I'm talking about the season before Klopp took over, 2008.
Oh,
it was 13, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was 13.
Okay.
And imagine if someone took over, I'm looking at the Bundesliga table right now. Imagine if someone took over Werder Bremen, who are in 13th right now, and within a few years, they win back-to-back Bundesliga titles, beat Bayern twice, and then they reach the Champions League final the year after that and narrowly lose.
Crazy.
Would you want that guy at your club?
Of course.
That's basically what Klopp did. Dortmund are regular Champions League team now because of Klopp. Even before he joined Liverpool, I knew he was that dude, in the words of HH. He was that dude. And everything he's done since then, he spent a fraction of the money that the 2 Manchester clubs have spent, and he's still somehow managed to build a better team than them. Maybe not a better squad, better first 11 than them. I don't know how.
All right, Mr. Cons, then your thoughts, your initial thoughts when Klopp was hired.
Yeah, so as the guys have said, starting with Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager, but it felt like his time at Liverpool, it was a one-hit wonder sort of season where it was a title challenge, but it was built on like sand. There wasn't a foundation to that title challenge. It was as if someone attributes that season to Suarez, you can't argue with it. I mean, because after Suarez, there was nothing. The football went stale. There was no vision. Our signings were awful. There was the whole transfer committee debacle. It seemed like the structure of the club was falling. So on to Klopp. It was between Klopp and Ancelotti actually that the choice was, and I always wanted Klopp because Klopp had the CV. that to come in and build something with these rubbish players. Not only Dortmund, he did it before at Mainz as well, where he took them from the second league in Bundesliga to European football for the first time ever. So, and obviously we all know what he did at Dortmund, but with Ancelotti, I felt like at Real Madrid, at AC Milan, at Bayern Munich, he's coming from a background where he's used to playing with quality players. And at Liverpool, it wasn't that. It was the likes of Joe Allen, a declining Steven Gerrard, Borini. You had Firmino, who was out of sorts at the time, Sacco, Skrtel. So I was looking at it and I thought, listen, Klopp has the background of doing this with players like Lewandowski, taking them right to the top. And it was his first press conference that really like got me behind the guy. When he was talking about doubters to believers, I mean, from his first game as well, from that 1-1 draw with Tottenham, or was it 0-0? I can't remember. Where there was an actual philosophy, there was an actual plan to how we were playing. I was like, okay, I can get behind this. It wasn't all plain sailing, but you know what? I can get behind this football because I know what we're trying to do. And I know that if we get the players that can achieve this kind of football, then we're going to get somewhere. And lo and behold, I mean, he's taken us to the top again. So what can I say?
All right, so sort of just last thing on Klopp is, what is the secret? What is the secret sauce? What do you think Klopp did as a manager, tactically, philosophically, that was able to get the best out of Liverpool? So what did he do that was different from Benitez, from Rodgers, and from previous managers? Because remember, like, his impact was pretty quick in terms of already taking Liverpool to the Europa League final and so forth. And to be able to have such an effect so quickly is an amazing thing. Hence why he has to be one of the best managers in the swiftness to how he was able to get results and get his philosophy across to Liverpool whilst also getting results. So in your view, from a fan's point of view, what do you think he did tactically, philosophically to Liverpool that's got the best out of them that other managers were not able to do? And go versus Samuel.
Well, first of all, you have to look at the club. Where the club was at. Right now, it was probably the most successful club in England. But at the time, sorry for the noise in the background, it's the boiler. But at the time, as Jamal said, like, we were all depressed. We were crap. We were crap. And one thing that he said something that I made myself even get behind him even more. And he was talking about, like, they talk about this whole this trinity between the fans, the club, and I think the players he was talking about. And it's something that Bill Shankly said long ago. And obviously Liverpool fans will tell you, like, Bill Shankly was the one that really put the foundations of the club. But it's really trying to get the club, the fans, and the players as one. So that's one thing that he changed throughout the club. And then he told the doubters to believers. But one thing I liked about Klopp was that he was truthful. He said, yes, this might take some time, but we're going to get there in the end. And in the first season, even though we finished 8th, but I gave him like a pass. I gave him a pass for that one because he had all these players like Alberto Moreno, Lovren, Benteke. These man that was in his team that he's trying to put his philosophy in. But even in that, sorry, I actually have to correct myself. It was a 0-0 draw against Tottenham. Even in that 0-0 draw against Tottenham, I saw something in that game instantly. That was like, okay, if this is his philosophy, I'm liking it. And it was getting us results because we were beating the big teams. We were putting pressure on defenses where we did it under Brendan Rodgers, but we were doing it with Lallana as the front three. Like, our front three was, I think, Firmino, Coutinho, and Lallana. My goodness, we have changed from there. But we were putting pressure on the big teams. And I remember we beat Man City 4-1. And I was like, ooh. And this was away from home. And I was like, ooh, I can get behind this guy. Now, also in that season, we actually went to 2 finals. Went to the Europa League final and went to the League Cup final. The League Cup final, we lost on penalties. Anything can happen in penalties. And in the Europa League final, we lost because of that donkey, Alberto Moreno, or whatever his name is, because he still thought he was playing for Sevilla. But in that time, I was like, he's already gotten us to 2 finals. What can he do when he has money and he has the players that he wants? And this is what Klopp made us think as fans, that he made us believe that he needs to have time. The results were there. The results were showing. We'll get into finals. I think that the Europa League final was like our first final since 2000 and European final since 2007. Our first final since 2012. We got to those finals. Okay, what can he do with what's it called? With the players that he wants. And one final thing before move on to the next person. One thing I rated about Klopp is that every season he progressed and every season he adapted.
Exactly.
First season, he was all gone home. The next season, it was a little bit like that. But the next season, he realized he can't really do that because, first of all, the players are going to tie up too quickly and people are going to catch us on the break. That's why we were losing to teams like Swansea. But what he changed was that he made us a little bit more conservative. That's why in the 2018-2019 season, you will see a lot of 2-0s, 1-0s that we were winning. Obviously, we didn't win the league. We only lost it by 1 point and we won the Champions League. But he made us conservative. And then again, the next season when we won the Premier League, he made us play this high line because he was using the advantage of VAR to his advantage. So every season he's adapted to make us win, and that's why he's separated from the rest.
All right, Jamal.
Yeah, I agree with Samuel on plenty things. Yeah, the first thing I have to say is that when he first appointed in the negotiations, they wanted him as a coach. But he said, no. He said manager or nothing. So when he wanted the manager, he wanted it because he wanted his whole backroom staff. And he wanted to change everything. Because I remember in his early days, the cooking, he wasn't having it. The cooking where Liverpool staff was doing. He said, no, don't want that. So he bring his own chefs, his own staff, his whole crew. And the other Liverpool staff, no, he didn't want it again. So, yeah, man, that has been a big part. And also the bad apples, like Sako. Soon as Sako come, he didn't like Sako. I don't know why, but he just didn't pull with that man. Skirtle was the next one, Benteke, Balotelli. Soon as he come, these guys wasn't even playing. So that was one of the things he do to get Liverpool all together. He watched the group, he said he liked this group, and that's the group he's going to play with. The others is either he send them on loan or they leave. He didn't pull with them. So yeah, our next thing he did was get the fans on side by playing attacking football. I mean, guys, this is in 2015. The football Liverpool was playing, the pressing, it was magic. But now we have changed because now we have to win titles. But when he now comes, the first set of football Klopp was playing, it was unbelievable. It was really rock and roll football, as he likes to say. So yeah, so for me, the football was a big part of why you get Liverpool successful and what has happened now is a big part.
I'm Ham.
Can I just say something quickly? He did say, Klopp actually did say in the press conference that he's going to win a title in 4 seasons. Yeah. Now, as we all know, is that the title in I think in those parts of the European countries, it's just any big trophy, not the league title. And he delivered. He delivered.
Yeah.
When Klopp first came, like for me, the main thing I was thinking was like, for example, like what would a West Ham do with a Messi? You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought Brandon had completely flopped the Suarez sale and like getting a replacement for Suarez, and so yeah, man, I was very confused. Like, I didn't think Klopp was gonna be able to do much of anything. He would be gone by the end of the season, or maybe even the next season.
But you weren't encouraged by what he did at Dortmund, because he was he still did an amazing thing at Dortmund, get into a CL final.
If you look at the tools he had, though, like, I mean, people like Moreno, who's this guy, Lazar Markovic. We had people like Benteke. I mean,
Ricky Lambert.
These are class A bricks. Ricky Lambert. Like, I was like, Liverpool is done. After Sterling left us like that, I was like, I think this club might be at the end of its rope. But yeah, after he came, I think at the beginning I was actually a bit upset with him because I was playing Coutinho on the wing, and I always thought Coutinho as a number 10 would have been perfect. But yeah, he played him as a winger, and yeah, it's only in the 2016 season where I actually got along with the club trainer. I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's the man.
All right. What's it called? Undisputed.
I think the big difference between, say, Klopp compared to Benitez and Rodgers is that he's really mastered the balance between attack and defense. Under Benitez, we were really good defensively. That's why we got to 2 Champions League finals. But we didn't know how to break down parked buses. We didn't have any good wingers under Benitez, which was a big problem. Because I think it was in 08-09 where we narrowly lost the league to Man United. And it's because we just had too many 0-0 draws. And then under Rodgers, it was the complete opposite. We were so good going forward, especially in 13-14, but we had complete bricks as defenders and a brick goalkeeper in Mignolet. And then Klopp, he changed that gradually. I remember I think it was 17-18, we had more 7-0 wins than 1-0 wins. And then, obviously, over time with Van Dijk coming in, Robertson, and it just became a completely balanced team in a way we've never really had in at least the Premier League era.
Cons. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. We can't hear you. You're muted. You're still, we can't hear you. I think your voice thing. Try and check your voice, and for some reason we can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you.
No, you can hear you now.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can hear you.
I still can hear him. Yeah.
Wait, maybe come out and come back in. Come out and come back.
You should take out his earphones because he was working the other time.
Okay, yeah. I think if he comes out, come back in. So, okay, once he does that, maybe he can touch upon Klopp when he gets back. So, I want us to move on to a slightly controversial topic, which is Ramos. Now, there are rumors, and I think we even touched upon this on the Real Madrid show, where Ramos might be leaving, and it could be real now. Now, people have said that's okay. Like, obviously, Montaz says, okay, he's sort of positioning himself to get a better contract. But other guys say, no, I think this is very real. So when you now see the name of Ramos, specifically within Liverpool circles, you go back to, obviously, that 2018 final with what he did to Salah and so forth. But the scenario is that, you have to be serious and you can't rest on sentiments and pointless things. It's happened. It is what it is. It wasn't intentional. It was a mistake, and you move on. What you still have is one of the most experienced defenders out there. So, actually, Cons, is your voice working now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you now. So, okay, well, I'll come to you soon. Maybe you can combine both in this. So, what you have here, Ramos is a supremely experienced defender. And as people have said, that a Ramos and a Van Dijk defensive partnership would be pretty amazing. So you have Gomez, who started well, but then declined a little bit. Matip, who I think is one of the most underrated defenders, but he keeps on getting injured. And that's pretty much about it. So Liverpool need a central defender, and there are many of them out there. But I just think that if a Ramos is available and Liverpool can get him, that would be a huge, amazing signing, because, again, titles and so forth are built on great defensive partnerships. As good as Scholes, Van Persie, and all these guys were, that team success was built on Vidic and Rio. As good as Chelsea were with Lampard, Drogba, and so forth, that team success was built on Cavalier and John Terry. A lot of team successes is that the foundation is having a very strong core and a strong defensive partnership. And I think, remember, this is defenders. Defenders can play till 35, 36, 37, 38. So let me come first to Cons. So Cons, you can combine these two. So first of all, talk about what you think Klopp did differently to have a better effect on Liverpool, and would you take Ramos, and would you go all in on getting Ramos for Liverpool?
All right, so I'm gonna say 2 points. Number one, he unified the club in terms of his culture. He brought a totally new culture to the club, and one of the things was getting rid of bad apples And Sergio Ramos is a bad apple. He's not someone you bring in to Liverpool Football Club. I think if you remember the Champions League final, I don't think he's the most popular player among Liverpool fans or Liverpool players. And realistically, we have to think about it like this. Listen, we all know how our owners operate. They're not Abramovich. They're not the Glazers. They don't go splashing P left, right, and centre. How much is Ramos on? I'm sure it's over 300k a week, 400k a week. There's no way in hell.
About that.
There's no way in hell Ramos is coming to this football club. I mean, impossible.
Wait, why do you say impossible?
Because at Liverpool we have a wage structure, and there's no way FSG would invest in such a short-term solution that will sort of mess that up. I mean, Liverpool, it's come out from the club that Liverpool think 2 or 3 years ahead in terms of transfer markets. I mean, Ramos at 35, 36, would he fit into that sort of mold of a transfer, of a policy? No. Listen, would I want it? Yes. And bringing him in, we definitely win the league. I mean, we're one centre-back away. Anyone that can walk to winning the league. But Ramos isn't going to happen. Ideally, in a utopian world, yes, but it's not going to happen.
Samuel, Ramos.
That's a very hard decision to make because first of all, Ramos.
He's a good defender. How's that hard?
No, it's more to think about it than just he's a good defender.
Yeah.
First of all, he's 34.
Yeah.
That's one problem. Now I know defenders can they can play until like they're 38 or whatever, or 40, whatever. But with Ramos and the way Liverpool are set up, as we were talking, I think it's Cons was talking about the wage structure. This is why, remember what in the hangout when I was talking about even with Mbappe and Haaland, it will be more likely that Liverpool will get Haaland than Mbappe because of the money that these two will cost. Liverpool are not going to splash cash on somebody that is a very short term what's it called? Yeah, that's it. Short term fix. And yes, he's a good defender, but he doesn't really fit the what the club is about, to be honest. And
in terms of what? What do you mean it doesn't fit? In terms of what?
If Ramos comes to Liverpool, he is asking for 300k and over.
Oh, way more.
Already.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the highest paid over Van Dijk, Salah, and Mane.
Yeah.
That it won't fit. It won't fit at all.
Yeah.
And this is why with the whole thing with even Wijnaldum wants to he wants to stay at Liverpool, but he wants a higher contract. Yet we're not giving it to him. Why is that? And Wijnaldum has been at the club for how long? And he's done a lot of things for us.
Yeah. But
we're not giving him the contract.
Yeah.
So for Ramos to come in and ask for 300k more, it don't make sense.
Yeah. Can I just make a point really quickly as well?
Go for it.
Yeah. Liverpool they're quite an aging squad as well. All of our main players are 29, 30, 28. Salah, Mane, Van Dijk, Thiago, Alisson. They're all getting quite old. And Liverpool's very, very close to entering a rebuild stage where we're going to have to start bringing in young players and selling these players on. Bringing in Ramos is not going to help that at all. And I just think with the way that FSG are trying to run this club and build it 10 years into the future, Ramos isn't someone that's going to come to Liverpool. Listen, HH, ability-wise, yes, of course, who wouldn't want Sergio Ramos? But it's just not a plausible transfer policy. You have to see this from like a club's owner's perspective.
Okay, if I was just to create a scenario where it was plausible, it could be affordable, and you could come to a financial compromise, would you still have him, or would you still be deterred by his age?
Listen, age is an important factor because our players are getting old. How old is Salah? How old is Mane? How long are these players going to be able to play at their peak? How long is Ramos going to want on his contract? If he wants a 3-year contract on 400k, are we going to end up like in an Arsenal situation with Ozil or what? We don't know how these things are going to run, so you're going to have to consider these things. as I said, ability-wise, yeah, who wouldn't want Ramos in this world? But I just don't think it's plausible.
Jamal?
I cuss this guy. I call this guy Judas. But me, I'll 100% take Ramos. 100%. But that's me, not the club. The club on the other side would not take Ramos because of what the guy said, his age, the money, and plus Liverpool go for the good guys in football. I don't think Klopp likes the guys like Ramos who is very dirty on the pitch. I don't think he go for guys like that. But me, I will 100% take Ramos. If we get Ramos, we walk this league because he's an experienced centre back. So me, I will take Ramos. Liverpool, I don't think they will sniff Ramos.
After what he did to Salah, you take him?
Yeah, come on, man. This guy broke Salah hard. Come on. But I don't think Salah will vex with Ramos. I think Salah would forget it. I think he'll welcome it. What do you guys think?
That's gonna be an awkward dressing room. I'm just
no. See, this is my belief. Before I come to this is my belief. I do believe that Liverpool fans take that incident a lot more seriously than Salah. See now, if Salah still hadn't won the Champions League, then maybe he'd take it seriously. But as of right now, he's a Premier League winner. He's a Champions League winner right now.
Yeah, I don't think he...
Is he really banned? Oh my gosh, man, you stopped me from... No, it's like, I have the Champions League now, something that I wanted for so much. I have the Premier League right now. I'm one of the most prolific goal scorers in the world. I'm not hanging on to that. So for me, I think it's much more of a fan thing than a Salah thing. Salah, like, if Liverpool were Ramos, they'll come in, they'll have a shake, laugh about everything, it'll be cool, and then they'll move on because it is what it is. It is what it is. Undisputed. Would you take him?
I would disagree with the claim that he's a bad apple. There's a difference between how a player behaves off the pitch versus on the pitch. He's really ruthless on the pitch. But off the pitch, from what I've seen, heard, there's never been any problem. He trains hard, you know. He's a leader in the locker room. It's not like Balotelli, who, you know, sets off explosives or, you know, throws darts at youth players. You know, it's different, you know. He's a professional. Let's be honest. If we got Salah in this winter, we walk this league.
Oh, you mean Ramos? You mean Ramos?
No, yeah, Ramos. Yeah, never mind. And as for what he did to Salah, you know, it doesn't really hurt because we won the Champions League the next year anyway. So it's just one of those things that happens in the past. Plus, Ramos is a guy I feel like Liverpool fans give them a few weeks and they would really start to like him and they would love him once because like he's a guy you just love to have on your team. You know, imagine if
I want to say that's true. That's 100% true. Give Liverpool fans a month. If Ramos plays at the top of his ceiling, they will forget. Come on, guys, you know football fans. And they are very fickle.
Oh, they're very... I don't know. Football fans have the worst case of amnesia. Because blah, 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 once you start playing well and they start doing a thing, they'll forget because at the end of the day, it's like, are you helping my club? And if you're helping my club, it's cool.
You know what's the best way for Ramos to win over the Liverpool fans? Do what he did to Salah to Bruno Fernandes. And here you go. You're such in love.
All right, what's it called? Ham. Where do you stand with the whole Ramos thing?
For me, it's like in 2009, my favorite three players is Gerrard, Torres, and Sergio Ramos. 2018, I hate this guy. I hate him.
Do you still hate him? Oh, no.
Okay, I still hate him to this day. I don't want to see
if
Liverpool would dare
after a Champions League and a Premier League, you still hate him?
Yes.
Bro, how could I not? I mean, I think Bell's got the best goal, best brace of a Champions League final. Like, this guy destroyed Salah for what? For what? Like, the guy is going to run through on goal and this guy just rips off his arm. The referees do nothing about it. And then, like, oh my word, bro. Karius gets it. This guy freaking gives Karius a concussion. Karius goes crazy. I mean, no ways, bro. I can't forgive him at all. Like, if this guy goes to Liverpool, I won't be a Liverpool fan. That's what's
Whoa,
good. That would
whoa.
break the camel.
That's deep,
That will
man. That's deep.
break the camel's back. I won't be a fan of Liverpool if we get this
No,
guy.
hold on. Hold up. So let me get this straight. So if Ramos was to come, is an excellent defender, forms a superb partnership with Van Dijk, clean sheets after clean sheets. Oh, and he scores like a winning goal against Man United and so forth. You would still hate him? Still?
Yes, because as a Liverpool fan, how long did we have to wait from 2005 to get to that position? Like
And we won it next year.
it was a journey. It was a journey. No, don't tell me about next year. To that position, it was a journey, and for it to end like that after Salah had such a season, no ways.
Okay, all right.
I don't
Hassan,
think this guy.
Hassan, what about you? Where do you stand on the whole Ramos
Yeah,
thing?
bro. I'll definitely take Ramos on our team. Definitely. This thing about the 2017 final, like, get over it, man. It is what it is. I was over it after a week. Yeah, I was pissed about Ramos and that, but he didn't mean it. Let's be honest. He didn't mean to break Salah's shoulder. It is what it is. We want to see how the next year. I'll definitely take Ramos, bro.
Did he?
He didn't mean Jamal.
No. For me, it's like I just think that it's he didn't mean it, man. Because for me, my thing is that I always say to people that how do you intentionally dislocate someone's shoulder without actually trying to do martial arts or judo? So that's my thing. I don't understand how you can actually go and say, you know what, I'm going to intentionally try and dislocate your shoulder. It was a case of like, look, defenders do it. It is a professional foul. I'm trying to hold you, bring you down, and because he fell awkwardly, he dislocated his shoulder. But I've seen that foul thousands upon thousands of times. But I just
You
think
know what he wanted to do?
No.
He just wanted to tell Salah, you're in a game. This is against Real Madrid, you're in a game. So he just wanted to rough him up, but it's how Salah fall. But he just wanted to tell Salah, you're in a game, bro. This is Champions League final, big boy stuff.
Yeah,
but he didn't mean to break his hand, but he just wanted to let him know he was in a game.
No, but sorry. It's not just he fell on his hand. He held his arm in a way where he had to fall on it. Listen, do I think he wanted to break his arm? No. But was he a big contributor in the way he brought him down and he held his arm like that? Yeah. Listen, if your girl cheats on you,
no. But one thing, did he intend to dislocate his shoulder? Did he intend to do damage to his arm?
No, but listen, if you're on a bridge and I push you off a bridge and I say I didn't intend to kill you, I just want you to fall off the bridge, that's not going to hold up in
That's
court.
too much of an extreme. No,
That's
a false equivalence. No. It's a false equivalence because we've seen that foul happen before. 9 times out of 10, you don't have a dislocated shoulder. I have seen that foul happen many times where a guy it's an intentional foul. Like, I am intentionally fouling you because, as Jamal says, I want a strong foul to welcome you into the game. And I'm hoping that the referee gives me a waiver before carding me, but just want that kind of intention. And also, he was trying to stop him. So he was because Salah was on an attack. He wanted to stop him. So the key thing is, you know that if you push someone off a bridge, most likely they will die. Like 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, you push someone off a bridge, most likely they will die. That foul that Ramos made, 9 times out of 10, you don't dislocate your shoulder.
I disagree. I think if you trip someone over like that and you hold their arm in that position, more time they're going to break their arm. Or their shoulder or something.
Right. It is what it is. It's in the past, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So look, let's move on from that, man. So, next on the agenda, I want to talk about these two right now. So there has been a massive debate about these two players, Mane and Salah. I know where I stand on the debate, but I want to know where you guys stand on the debate. See, these are two very different players who give Liverpool two very different things, and who I think are both important in different ways. So I just want to know how you would compare them and their qualities. Where do you stand? Who do you prefer, or whether they're the same? And specifically for this season, and how the season has been going, specifically with the games and the points that Liverpool have been dropping. Are you more in the Mane camp? Are you more in the Salah camp? So let me come first to Samuel on this, man. So how would you compare both of them? Do you think a player is better than the other? And how do you think that they've performed in this season so far?
Sorry, could you come to me after, please?
Okay, cool. Jamal.
Yeah. For me, I love them both, man. I'm a big Salah fan and I'm a big Mane fan. But if you have to push me, I like Salah more. but Mane is more a better dribbler, and I will say he has a better mentality. Salah, I feel he's a better passer and a better goal scorer. And they complement each other both, man. I love two of them. I don't want them to leave the club, and I'm happy with both of them. But I don't know, like Liverpool fans, they say they have beef. I don't know if you guys see it on the pitch, but I don't really see it, man. I find, you see, they are big players. They are two big game players. And sometimes Salah wouldn't pass to Mane, sometimes Mane wouldn't pass Salah. And yes, sometimes they can be frustrating. But come on, guys, when you have two goal scorers, these things happen. Because yes, I'm not gonna lie, Salah is very selfish. I have sometimes Salah just have to pass to Firmino or Mane because they're open, but he shoots. And yeah, sometimes he do get frustrated. But at the end of the day, the guy, since he come to Liverpool, has scored 20 goals every season, man. You have to rate him. It's like, what can you say? You have to take the bad with the good with Salah. Yeah. And Mane, I remember when we buy this guy, I was saying, Southampton, Mane, you're going to buy a guy with that hairline? That's why I said when he was at Southampton.
Easy, Joe, easy. But,
bro, I have to shut up now. I have to shut up. This guy is one of the best. He is the best left winger in football. I mean, if Neymar wants to play, well, then he's second best. But we're not counting Neymar right now. Mane is the best left winger in world football. And from day one, I don't know if you guys remember his debut against Arsenal.
Yeah.
When he spun Chambers and sent him for a cricks and biscuits. Yeah, and then he put it in top bins at the Emirates. So me, Salah and Mane, I hope these guys stay and score more goals and win us number 19 and number 7 this year. Number 20 and number 7 this year.
So why are you for Salah over Mane? Like, what is it about Salah that makes you prefer him over Mane?
Yeah, it's simple for me, man. It's just his first season, that 40-goal season. He was scoring in almost every game. And from that season, I fell in love with him because the kind of goals he was scoring at the semi-finals of the Champions League against Roma, them 2 goals, come on, man, that was iconic. The way how he just curled that thing and hit the post and come back down, that was iconic. Plus, the quarterfinals against Manchester City, if you guys remember that chip, when we needed a goal, we was under siege in that game, and we really needed a goal. And then Salah, bam, pass Ederson, chip it in the goal. And that was seen. So I think it's his first season, man. The kind of goals he scored make me love Salah more than Mane. But nothing football-wise. That first season when he scored 40 goals, the kind of goals he scored is the nostalgia with Salah that gets me.
All right. Cons. What do you say of the whole Salah Mane thing?
Listen, Liverpool fans complaining about Salah and Mane really. It's not beef. It's not disagreement. It's just competition. They both want to be the best. Who doesn't like players that want to be the best?
And also, competition is very healthy.
Exactly.
Obviously, as long as you respect it, but competition makes you better. But competition should always be encouraged in the team.
Exactly. They both want to be the best. Salah in interviews talking about breaking all the personal records, how he wants to do that. And people were talking about he's not a team player. No. If he's breaking all the personal records, then Liverpool are doing well. It's not a detriment to Liverpool. It's a good thing to Liverpool.
Okay, but let me ask you this. So if, let's say, you are Klopp, would you encourage Mane and Salah to be more greedy in order to try and win the game? Or would you encourage them to try and pass more and work together more? What would you do? Bro, if you see the sight, shoot on sight, go and get yours, win me the game, or no, I want you guys to pass more, work more as a team. What would you encourage more?
Listen, at the moment, I think Salah's a greedy player. But tell me one goal scorer that isn't greedy. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, he's greedy. He sometimes, he has the opportunity to pass where he should have shot and he misses. Cool. But 9 times out of 10, he's scoring that goal. So I have no problem with Salah being greedy. I think if you're telling him to pass, you're telling him to not play his natural game, which is something that I don't encourage. Obviously, for me, although I will say I don't like the way Salah's moving recently. Listen, he's had his best start to a season ever, believe it or not, statistically. In the last 4 games, he hasn't been good. But statistically, he's got, 13, 14 goals this season?
So what do you think it's just out of form? Because again, a lot of those 1v1s, Salah scores them. So what? It's just he's out of form. Oh,
Salah always goes through a patch like this in a season. He always does. Last season he did it between January to February. He had this patch. Listen, he had these patches, no problem. I'm happy to sit through it, and he is frustrating at times. Of course, there is times where he does pass, but he doesn't pass. Sorry, but listen, you just got to take the rough with the smooth with these kind of players because that's what happens. But it's just, I don't know, with Salah, he's a bit weird now because he's done that interview with that Real Madrid a biased paper and
Marca.
Yeah, Marca, and that was a bit weird to me because he never gives individual interviews. I mean, it's a known thing that in the Liverpool media, he's never given an individual interview to a Liverpool-based journalist or English journalist. Like, apparently, he's one of the hardest people to get hold of. Like, he doesn't give these interviews. So for him to come out and request an interview with Marca it's a bit dodgy for me. I think maybe he's angling for a move, maybe he's angling for a better contract, but I don't know. For me, if one had to go, it would be Salah for me. Just because also I think he's easier to replace in terms of goals. I think if we sell Salah, getting Haaland or Mbappe, sorted. But yeah, brilliant players. Both brilliant players.
Okay. Undisputed, where do you stand on this whole Salah Mane thing, man?
It's like having to choose between your two children, you know? I do think they're very different, even though they're wingers. For instance, if, say, Liverpool played 4-4-2, right? Mane would be a winger where Salah would be one of the two forwards, if that makes sense. Salah is more of an attacker than Mane, even though they're both technically wingers. Right now, Salah's been better. Let's be real. This season, Salah's been better so far. But overall, I do think over the last 2 years, they have pretty much been equal. As for who's going to leave, I do think Salah's more likely to leave. I think Mane, he doesn't strike me as someone who will force a move if he doesn't get what he wants. He's just going to play at Liverpool for the rest of his days.
Okay, why? What gives you the assumption that Mane would be more loyal and wouldn't force a move? Because, like, I mean, like, because see, that's what I find interesting. Like, why would you say, oh no, Mane doesn't strike me as. See, for me, the only person who we can vouch for that is N'Golo Kante. He's the only person on the planet where you can say, no, this guy ain't forcing anything. But apart from that, why would you say that there is no scenario in which Mane is like, oh, Real called me, bro, can I leave? If I don't leave, I'm going to force a move. So why do you think that Mane won't force a move?
He might if we do like properly lose form and just become really bad again. But as long as we are reasonably good, I think he'll stay. Whereas with Salah, I don't know. I think Salah has an ambition to win the Ballon d'Or. I genuinely think I don't think Mane cares so much, where Salah genuinely wants to. He wants to be top scorer. He wants to win the Ballon d'Or. He has a very Ronaldo-like mentality. Yeah. And if that means
why can't so you're saying he can't win the Ballon d'Or if he's at Liverpool?
Liverpool players don't get Ballon d'Ors, man. Van Dijk 2019. It's more likely you'll get it in Spain, in my opinion.
Okay. I'm Ham. Where do you stand on the Mane Salah thing, man?
Like for me, ever since that first season for Salah, I've just known he's gonna leave. Like I've just expected him to go at some point. Like I don't know. I've always been resigned to the fact that this guy's probably gonna have to leave.
Why are you resigning yourself to the facts? Why?
Just how good he was. You know, that first season, I thought this guy is not the type of player. He's the full like paparazzi type player. Like he's gonna have the whole world wanting more Salah behind him. Whereas when I saw Sadio Mane for the first time, I just fell in love, man. That goal against Arsenal, I was like, no way, bro. That guy is crazy, man. There's not even a human, man. Who designs a human to be a bullet train? That's what I started calling this guy. He's the bullet train. He just follows the tracks, bruh, and he just goes through. You can't hold him, can't do anything. He's faster than everyone. That's Mane. And I think, like, for me, I like Mane more. I want Mane to stay at Liverpool until he retires.
So
I think the thing with Mane is
wait. Let me hold. So, if Salah was to leave, you wouldn't be bothered.
Not that much. As long
Even with all his goals.
As long as we get a good replacement, I think I'll be fine.
What is the likelihood that you're going to get somebody that could get the same amount of goals as Salah?
I mean, it depends what you're saying, because, like, if we're being fair, we'd say Salah's like maybe 130 to 150 mil. But if Liverpool, and we all know Liverpool, they will make this deal as hard as possible, because people always make our deals as hard as possible. So it could get up to like 200 plus. So hopefully, if we get that much money, I think we could do a lot of good with that money. Because the thing is, with our owners, we'll never get any proper players without selling. So I'm just like, I'm immune to the whole players leaving and stuff like that. Like, for me, it's like these players are to make numbers. Okay, if that's in paper or if that's just it. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So Jamal, what do you say?
Yeah. So if the replacement was Sancho, would you be happy?
No.
Because for me, it's only Mbappe and Haaland. It's the only person I would be happy if Salah was.
Yeah.
Haaland wouldn't be a like-for-like replacement, though, would he? He's more of a striker.
But in terms of goals, he would be. Position-wise,
I would rather Haaland replace than Sancho, because my biggest problem at the moment with Liverpool is that I don't trust our manager to create an attacking system. So that's the whole thing for me. Like, if you talk, I want Haaland in, because Haaland, at least I know you can cross to him, he'll get that goal. You can do whatever you want, he'll get that goal. Whereas Sancho, I think you need a little bit more nuance, where you really need to know what you're doing. And I don't think Klopp knows what he's doing in terms of attack at the moment.
Wait, I am
Ham. Are you
serious? Are you forgetting Jota? Are you forgetting Jota? Are you forgetting Jota?
What?
Are you forgetting
Jota?
So he literally, he's not the type of player.
The thing with Jota. No. The thing with Jota is that he's like so auxiliary.
Wait. I want to bring in some other guys to talk it first, and then we'll get back to you. So Hassan, where do you stand on the whole Mane, Salah?
Man, two different players, two different quality players. I mean, I'm more a Mane fan, but Salah's the better player for me. I mean, I see Salah getting so much abuse. I know he's sometimes when he plays bad, he doesn't look good. I know he doesn't look good, man. But at his best, I think he's just better than Mane overall. Had more impact in the game than Mane. I do think Salah will leave eventually. I'm not sure if it's next year or the year after. I think Mane will stay. I think Salah, I can just see him at Real Madrid for some reason. I don't know. I can just see him. He's a bigger brand than Mane as well, which is a bonus for who wants to buy him. But yeah, for me, Salah's the better player, but I like Mane more. That's me.
Yeah.
So you see, so if Salah was to leave, how bothered would you be if Salah was to leave?
Depends who we get. It depends who we get, to be honest. If it's not Mbappe, I'm not happy. That's what I'll say. If it's not Mbappe, I'm not happy.
Okay. Simon, Salah and Mane.
You see this whole conversation, it annoys me, I can't lie to you. And the whole conversation came with rival fans, because what they were trying to do is trying to split the whole Liverpool fan base. Who's better? Salah. Oh, you rather have Mane, isn't he? Mane's the better player, but Salah's getting that. It annoys me so much. Like, I'm glad that we have two players that are there banging goals for us, and we won a Champions League and Premier League with them. Come on, like, why can't we just enjoy that? But if you want to talk about the better player, yes, I agree that Mane is the better player. But I just feel like Salah gets so disrespected, and why he gets disrespected, I know why. It's because he scored 32 goals in one season. So when somebody is put to a high level where he has such a world-class season, where he's named in the likes of where Messi and Ronaldo are, because Messi and Ronaldo are the ones that put up those numbers, people have this necessary need to try and pull him down to get to his level. So it's just like, for me, where people talk about Salah, I just roll my eyes because it's just like, it's just hate. It's just hate. It's pure hate.
Okay. So Samuel, do you have a preference, or because they're so two different players, you just think no, there's no point in even comparing them, or do you think that someone is the better player or more thing? Not even like a whole rivalry thing. Do you think that, objectively speaking, from a footballing point of view, I think this dude is better than this dude?
It's not even about preference for me. It works. That's what it is for me. If you have two Manes on a team, it's not going to work because Mane is not as clinical as Salah. If you have two Salahs on the team, it's not going to work because Salah's dribbling attributes are not as good as Salah's. Sorry, not Salah. Mane. Like, this is why I say that, okay, if you want to sell Salah and replace him, there's only two players in the world that I can think of right now that can actually do the job that Salah does. And it's not Mane, the Manes of the world, because they're not clinical. It's only Haaland and Mbappe. If you want to place Mane, you have to look at the likes of, Hazard or players like that in that echelon. That's why Jota worked, because he usually plays on the left wing. And he's the type of player that Mane is. Obviously, he's not better than him, but he's the type of player that Mane is. And this is why it works so much. And it's like they're both wingers, but they're two different wingers. Two completely different wingers that works for the team. And Klopp has put in a balance for that team, for that both of them can work. Yes, there's always going to be competition. These lot are two world-class players. They want to score the most goals in the team. Like, who doesn't? That's just winning. That's a winning mentality. Klopp has right now settled it so far where, yes, obviously when one of them goes off, they get annoyed. Why am I coming off and all of that? But you really, it's just for the team. It's for the team, and this is why I hate this the conversation. Who's better, Salah or Mane? They do well for the team.
Yeah. So
yeah,
if
facts.
Salah was to leave, how much would he be affected? Because again, it seems as if the consensus is it depends who replaces him. Or are you like, don't want to lose Salah because this is a special goal scorer?
The thing is, I like Salah a lot, but you have to think of the future. Is Salah gonna? He's 29, 28 now, 28. So there's gonna be a regression at one point. It's just facts. That's what happens to most football players. So you're gonna have to look at the future and how to replace him. And this is also the same. I'm looking at Van Dijk and Henderson. Like when there's a regression there, who are you gonna replace with them? So this is why I'm looking at the likes of Mbappe and Haaland because of their age and where they are right now. That's why I always said I want Haaland in the team. But with Salah, it's always going to be a big miss, because Salah has scored how many goals for us? He's scored nearly 20 goals a season. I think last season it was only 19. That's his lowest scoring season. He's already got 13 right now.
Yeah, in the league.
Like that's going to be a huge miss. And even if you get Mbappe or Haaland, you don't know how long it would take for them to even get fit in the team.
Exactly.
That's why Klopp always, when he gets a new player, he takes his time to fit them in the team. That's why you see them on the bench. So you remember Firmino when we bought him? He didn't play most games at first. Remember Andrew Robertson? He didn't play most. It was mostly Alberto Moreno. It's because he's trying to embed them into the team, and not always people work. We bought Firmino. It hasn't really worked. Do you get what I'm saying? We bought Naby Keita. Now with Naby Keita, it's more of injuries, but it still hasn't really worked. So
yeah.
No, but it's a very key thing that Samuel said, which is why Liverpool have to be very careful about just being very cavalier with Salah leaving. A good player doesn't automatically do well when they join a club. A key thing is, do they fit?
Yeah.
Like, I always use the example of Riquelme. Riquelme is one of the most talented players I've ever seen in my life. But when he went to Barcelona, it didn't work. Doesn't mean that he's any less of a talented player. He's an amazing player, but it just didn't work. So you just say that, when Mbappe or Haaland comes, be great. How do you know it works? Because a lot about this whole thing is the system, the environment, and the chemistry, and how you link in well. Salah and his playing style and so forth, for what Klopp wants, works for what Liverpool wants to do. So you're now saying, oh my gosh, he scored 50 goals here. Here, he'll score 50 goals here. You have to think about football structure, formation, cohesion, and chemistry. And this is football 101. An amazing player will not necessarily be amazing in every single team. Because there's one thing about being talented, there's another thing about having the ability to adapt. Because football is a very, very complicated sport. So adaptability is a huge factor. But Jamal, you want to say something?
Yeah, Agent. I just want to say, guys, call me crazy, but I don't see Salah and Mane leaving for the next 2 or 3 years. The guy who I feel is going to leave is Firmino, because out of 3 of them, Firmino is on the decline. Because guys, the thing
Wait,
with
Firmino. See, Jamal, don't touch Firmino, because Firmino, that's the next one that I want to touch on. Because Firmino, because that's the next one I want to come to now. So actually, because we're here, let's even bring it for Firmino now. So
yeah,
let me just do my thingy. So I'm going to ask a very quick question, and I will come first to Jamal on this. Is it over for Firmino? As in, is this a case of where Haaland is on the market? Mbappe isn't good as a striker. He's much better out wide than the right, but that is an option. Is this now a case of where if you're Klopp or you're Liverpool, you're like, Firmino, thanks, it's been a good ride, but it's now time to now cut ties with you and now move him on? So Jamal, if you are you one of those guys of like, hey man, which is what Klopp has been doing, loyal, sentiments. He was part of he's been part of a lot of special things that we've done. I would say, this is always a pitfall for managers. They become a bit too sentimental and they're not ruthless enough. Do you say, nah, keep on to Firmino, he can still do something? Or are you like, nope, time to sell, time to part ways. His tenure has ended. It's now time to now evolve. That triumvirate that worked so well but before isn't effective anymore because Firmino isn't saying what's up. It's time to now replace him with a better striker and now change how the front three operates.
Yeah, because every time they ask Liverpool this question about who's going to leave out of the front three, they obviously say Salah, because Salah will get the most money. But if you watch, Firmino is older than these two guys. I think he's turning 30 next year. And, guys, he's like Alexis Sanchez. Since Firmino come at Liverpool, he's pressed his life out. He works hard, and I feel he's burning out. I feel by age 30, his legs will be gone, because this season, he has looked a shadow of the player he was. So, yeah, and guys, remember this too. Salah and Mane are African. They don't drink. So people say Salah will decline after 30. No, I see Salah and Mane playing 34, 35. Because, guys, is how Muslim are. They don't drink. Guys, you see how Salah is. He's fit. These guys are fit. On the other hand, Firmino, he reminds me so much of Alexis Sanchez. Because, guys, Sanchez was Copa America lead. And the way they play, these guys don't rest like Messi. Messi rests in 90 minutes. He stands on the pitch. Firmino runs all the time. Firmino press everything. And, guys, by the time you're 30, your body, you're still human. You will burn out. So I feel next season will be Firmino last year. I think Firmino is going to leave.
Nah.
Undisputed?
I agree with everything Jamal has said. I would give another example, Griezmann. He also works extremely hard, and he too looks like a complete shadow of the player. Rooney is another one. These guys just burn out at 30. Firmino, I don't like the revisionism of some people who pretend he was never a good player. When we reached our first Champions League final, he reached, how many goals did he score? He scored like 27 in all competitions. He scored like 10 in the Champions League alone.
Yeah,
he was incredible.
He was crazy that season.
At his best, it felt like he destroyed Arsenal 5 times this season with the amount of times this guy just screwed Arsenal. Specifically Arsenal, I don't know why, but he just wrecked those guys every single time he played against them. He has a great... And people always forget this too. He was an attacking midfielder. He was always an attacking midfielder, and Klopp the striker position. So of course he's not going to be like as clinical as say Aguero, because it was never really his natural role. He was a really good player for us, but I do think that how high are Firmino's wages?
I think he's on 180.
170? Yeah, 180, 170.
Do you it's a bit too high to be a rotation player for the front three, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I think that that chat you just pulled up was definitely true. Where does Firmino go? Where is he put into a system like he's at Liverpool? Because I don't see anywhere where he can go. I mean,
I think he goes to Brazilian league. Brazilian league.
I can't
Whoa,
wait.
easy,
Nah.
chill.
He
Oh, I'm
retired.
just saying.
He
You
retired.
know which team Firmino would be perfect for? Prime Firmino?
Napoli.
No, PSG for Neymar and Mbappe.
Yeah,
That's a good point. That is
Yeah,
a very
that's-
good
He
point.
works hard. He'll be selfless.
Prime
And he's very good on the ball because I think especially no, look, there are many teams out there because remember the striker has evolved, and I think the most used formation right now in football is 4-3-3, and your goal scorers right now are your inside forwards. So almost every team right now has a 4-3-3 where your goal scorers are the inside forwards. So what she wants from your striker is somebody who can bring in those inside forwards. The issue is that Firmino at a point was excellent at doing that, hence why Liverpool were so lethal. But for some reason, he's just declined. But still, a man of his skill sets is still useful in the modern game.
Can you guys see Firmino moving into midfield, or his legs are gone for that?
Firmino in a number 10 behind the Haaland. That's where he should be. He's not. Listen, everyone's saying he's pressing.
But we have to now change the formation because now you now have to do 4-2-3-1.
But I think that's what we need to do. We need to freshen it up a bit. As you can see in the most recent games, we've kind of been found out a little bit in terms of the way we played. Teams are kind of finding us out a little bit. I think we need to change something. Listen, everyone was calling for a 4-2-3-1 with Salah up front and Jota and Mane out wide with Firmino behind Salah. I can't see why he can't work in that system. I
don't think Salah works in 4-2-3-1. Out wide in 4-2-3-1.
No, not out wide as a striker. I'm saying Salah up top as a striker.
Didn't you say Haaland up top?
No, Salah. I said Salah up top with Mane on the left, Jota on the right, and Firmino in behind. I think that's where we should evolve the team. But I think in terms of a number 9, he's finished. Like Liverpool can't carry on into next season or beyond with. I don't think we can carry on with Firmino as a number 9. He doesn't get enough goals. His overall play contribution to the team has diminished. Sometimes I'm watching the game and his passing is awful sometimes, and he's not pressing how he used to. He looks heavy. I can't really see Firmino being a main part of this team. I think he'll be a squad player in seasons to come, but yeah.
Can I just say something?
Go for it.
First of all, with this whole Firmino thing, Firmino is not a bad player. Let's just get that out of the way. He is not a bad player. You have to remember what this guy did. Firmino was the start of Klopp's plans. He was there when Klopp came in, and he has stayed for the long run. So let's just get that in place, right? Now, what I feel is for Firmino is that it is burnout. He does need a lot more rest because he has played so many games, and as Klopp said, he is vital to how the team press. He's the cog in a piece of this system. He is vital to it, and for you to replace Firmino, it is not an easy thing to do because you are asking for somebody to do what Firmino does, and hardly anybody in the world does it.
Has he been doing it? Let's be real. Has he been doing it though in the past 6 months?
He hasn't. In the past 2 years, he hasn't.
Hold on. You said the past 2 years he hasn't done it. Last season, he scored winners against Wolves, against Crystal Palace. He got us the FIFA Club World Cup in those 2 games where Salah and Mane did not do anything, right?
True.
And he's had the bad start to the season, right? December, when we beat Crystal Palace 7-0, right? And when he scored the win against Tottenham.
But bro, these are anomalies. Let's be real. These winners.
How can it be anomalies for a guy that's been
not anomalies?
They are
4 years?
They are, bro. You're forgetting. He didn't score a goal in the league at Anfield last season.
Okay.
That's crazy. That is a mad as a number. I don't care if you're a false 9 or defensive midfielder striker. I don't care. You haven't scored a goal at Anfield.
Okay, wait. Let me just cut in here. Let me come slightly to Firmino's defense. 100%, I get it. But Konzo, which is the point that Samuel made, the game has evolved. this isn't the football that we may have known back in the 90s or the 2000s where, hey, striker, how many goals did he score? We're going to go and score. It's about what works.
Yeah.
The end goal is winning the game. My beef isn't with, oh, you've not scored this amount of goals as a number 9, is are you doing the work to help us win the game? Are you doing the work to help Salah and Mane win the game? So do you still think that Firmino's lack of goals should be held against him if he is actually contributing to help the team win based on how he is playing his position? Because right now, like, the striker isn't the striker. The striker is pretty much like a number 10. He may play the role of a striker, but he's really a number 10 here to facilitate the inside forwards.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, HH. I hear what you're saying, but listen, to not score a goal at Anfield in a season, that is crazy. Okay, I understand his role in the team isn't to score, it's not to facilitate. It's to facilitate, Mane and Salah. But is he facilitating them as good as he was before? No, I don't think so. Is his link-up play as good as it was before? No. Then you just look at what does he bring to the team then? Because if he's not bringing goals, what's he bringing now? He's not linking up the player as well as he is. Yeah.
How many games can you remember of Salah and Firmino that they've played well with Salah and Mane that played well without Firmino? How many games can you think of?
With Jota, in Jota this season.
With anyone.
Yeah, when Jota's played in that front three instead of Firmino, we've been on fire. Don't forget, he's been.
Yeah, but how many games is that?
Yeah, okay, it's 3-4, but listen, it's enough. I saw enough in those games to see that. Okay, listen, let's look past this Firmino sort of blanket of he does this. Jota's given us more than Firmino has in that position in the 3 or 4 games than I've seen in 2 years now. So I'm thinking if Jota can give this, listen, with the balls that Trent and Robertson deliver, can you imagine a Harry Kane or Haaland on the end of them? Do you know how many goals they will score? I understand Firmino links up the play, but listen, every good thing comes to an end, and we just have to evolve past Firmino. I think he's not as good as he was. He's been a brilliant player for Liverpool.
Okay, I want to bring something up for everyone. I know that this may not be fully accurate, but I just think it's pertinent to the conversation that we're having here. So now, forget the players. Because this is really about Firmino mainly. So this is what I've come up with. If let's say you want him to play the number 10 role. So here's my thing. Here is that because what I've heard is Salah is the striker, and now is this Jota,
Shaqiri, or Jota?
For now, Shaqiri.
Shaqiri.
Okay, so you put Shaqiri
For now, yeah.
So
I don't agree with that. Still, I can't lie.
what do you? So
Why?
So here's my thing here. Here's my thing here. This position is very different from this position.
Yeah.
You have to have a very clear understanding with this position, because this position you have less space. You have to be smarter, more intelligent with your movements, and you have to know how to work in a more restricted area. This position here, you have all this space. You have this space here, you have this space here, and you have a wider circumference in which to say what's up. Most of Salah's goals, what does he do? It's the Robin style. Cutting in, trying to go for the bottom left. If he's here, you can't do that. This position here, for any person who's played it, whether it's Drogba, Vieri, Batistuta, or so forth, as a lone striker, is patience. Because you will not get the ball a lot of times, and you need to take your opportunity when it comes to you, and you need to be good at making these front post runs and so forth. So for the sake of getting the best out of Firmino, do Liverpool risk restricting the effectiveness of Salah and wasting this right position, knowing that Jota and Shaqiri are not as effective here as Salah would be?
No. Sorry, HH, can I go first? I think wasting Salah just to get the best out of Firmino makes no sense, because we should try our absolute best to get everything out of Salah, who is basically just a better player. You know a striker who I think would fit quite well if you're just looking for someone who's maybe not prolific but works hard? Lautaro Martinez. in a 4-3-3 between Salah and Mane. But that would cost too much, I think.
Yeah. But you see how you said it's getting the best out of Firmino. I think he's optimizing Salah because in that position he can stand on the shoulder of a defender and he doesn't have to track back, worry about helping Trent out, blah blah blah. His job is to just stay in the box and score goals. Listen,
Yeah, but what about a low block team? What was Salah doing?
listen, I low blocked him, no problem. He listen, the guy's a good. He can find space very well, better than a lot of people.
No. But remember, this is about playing style.
Yeah.
And Salah's playing style is built for being out wide and having space to allow him to cut in. So as Hassan said, against a low block team, you now have to now do crosses. You're not passing through a low block team.
Yeah.
You're not doing through, but you have to go wide and put crosses in. Are you now relying that Salah will get a goal if you now have to go high with your crosses or go low with your crosses? Are you sure that his movements will be able to be good enough to get that goal if he's a lone striker against a low block team?
Yeah, definitely. But why not? Listen, players have evolved their game from wingers into strikers. It's not an impossible thing to do. I think Salah's intelligent enough. I think he's got the finishing. Against low block teams, of course it'll be different, but then you'll be able to facilitate someone like a Jota or Shaqiri who can unlock those. So I think that's definitely the way to get the best out of Salah for me. I understand your concern about his movement and stuff, but I don't think that's as big as a concern as you make out to be.
So anyone else, would you be happy for Liverpool to play this way or no? 4-3-3 or no?
No, 4-3 is better for me.
It depends on what team we're playing. Again, against a low block team where we don't have much space in the final third anyways, 4-2-3-1 ain't going to work with Salah up top. It's just not going to work. We've seen it in recent games anyways. Like, he's been struggling on the right wing anyway, so how much is he going to struggle up top when he's on his own?
Yeah.
Like, literally, this is why I don't like the idea of do you know the best dribblers out of the front three are Mane and Firmino. We're not going to play Mane up top. We're not going to play Mane up top. So it's going to have to be Firmino. That's the thing. Like, Firmino's the best in tight spaces.
Would you play Jota up front?
No, I won't play Jota up front because
definitely.
remember.
Do you know who'd be a good striker on a free? I would say Giroud in January.
Remember against Man City when Klopp played him out wide?
Yeah.
He wasn't really effective there. It limited a lot of his. Well, he did play white ring. I don't know. I thought Jota's best left wing. He's best left wing. So maybe he put Mane right wing.
Yeah. I mean, Mane played right wing in his first season for Liverpool. And he was absolutely
he did.
So yeah, that could work. But yeah, I think that's Liverpool's biggest struggle at the moment is breaking down low blocks and being able to put in another attacker. It can't. It's not gonna do bad.
My thing is that a team that I would rather is Firmino up top, Mane, left wing, Salah right wing, and Shaqiri in the middle. This is the team I will go with. I'm playing against Man United on Sunday. I won't lie to you.
In a 10, I don't mind, but I don't know if Firmino can do that. Listen, you're saying Salah can't do the number 9 thing, but I don't think Firmino can do that. Definitely not, because then you're telling him to just score goals, and he can't do that.
So my thing is that, you see, the thing about this number 10 position is that it is highly important. You just don't put anyone here in the number 10 position, or else you're just wasting the position. Because remember, you are taking away one person from the midfield here to now play further up. So if you're going to do that, you have to ensure that this player here is going to do his job. And his job is, you are providing through balls, you're also providing an attacking threat, and you are bringing in all these players into the game. Does Shaqiri have the footballing fundamentals and technique and skill?
Yes, he does.
He's too one-footed for me. I can't lie. He's too one-footed.
Shaqiri can't be a starter for us. Let's be real. If we're serious about winning this Champions League, Shaqiri can't be a starter for us.
Well, why
I'm not talking about starter, but I'm talking about certain games. Certain games he has to start.
What about 4-4-2? Just classic 4-4-2 with Mane and Jota on the wings.
Klopp wouldn't do that.
Okay. So actually, wait. So let's move on from there, man. Let's just bring this.
Can I talk about Firmino? I haven't spoken yet.
Go for it. Go for it.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Firmino. Like, I've been listening to you guys, and the whole time I'm thinking, do you guys realize what the reason is for Klopp playing Firmino as a striker? Like, the reason he had to play this guy as a striker.
Why?
What was the reason?
The reason was because for his gegenpress tactic, right? He needs someone up front who's going to be able to have the energy to press, to ensure that the center backs never have the ball. Like they always pressed whenever they have the ball, right? And if you look at Klopp's teams, before he came to Liverpool, his gegenpress wasn't as didn't have as high a line as it does now. And that's the main reason why this guy always plays Firmino, because Firmino is that forward who's got the intelligence of reading the spaces and being able to press. And back, like I would say in 18, 19 and before that, he actually had the energy to press a whole entire 90 minutes. So this whole thing about Firmino and like him being a goal scorer, it's never been a real topic for this guy, because his role has never been to be a threat for goal. His role has always been to be a guy where he's always there for whenever the defenders are trying to play ball. And that's one of the reasons why Salah is always going to play on the right wing, because Klopp doesn't want Salah in the middle. Because if Salah's in the middle, that means no one's doing the defensive work. Whereas if Salah's on one of the wings, that means that Salah is in a position where Klopp doesn't need him to be pressing. He literally just needs Salah to be as high up as he possibly can. And back in the day, he usually liked to have Salah very wide, so that he would have a lot of space to run in behind. And I think that's the biggest problem for Liverpool at the moment, is that teams aren't coming at Liverpool. They're just sitting in. They're just sitting in, which means Salah doesn't have anywhere to go. And it means that Firmino, who was never an attacking target in the first place, he's doing nothing most of the time. And when he gets the ball, the one thing he has to do is make a very good pass, which is something that a very accurate and good pass, which is something that he struggles with, where you'll find Firmino needs a little bit more time to actually make the right pass. So I think that's why I say that Klopp is the problem with Liverpool at the moment, because since Buvac left,
That's a bit harsh.
Nah,
since Buvac left, this guy, since Buvac left, we have not had an actual attacking game plan. Our only game plan is if they're defending deep, put in the crosses, Van Dijk, get in the set pieces, Van Dijk, Mane, get in the ball, get crosses in, Salah, whatever you can get, put it in the back of the net. That's pretty much what we've been doing since Buvac left. But when Buvac was here, we had a counter-attack, like our counter-attack used to pass to each other. More than 3 passes. We used to have attacks with like so many passes. We had so many different ways to attack teams. But the thing is, what I'm saying basically is that Klopp isn't like the Klopp that we thought we all knew from Dortmund and Mainz and whatever. That isn't the Klopp that we are seeing now. The Klopp you are seeing now is a person who fundamentally is a defensive coach. I think for me, like fundamentally he's a defensive coach. There's no difference between him and Mourinho. So I think for
you
us,
should change the name back to I am high. I am high.
the best thing we can is to change our whole entire system, because this system is not going to work with Klopp, because Klopp
is the German Simeone.
Okay, so Jamal, and I'm sure someone wants to respond. So Jamal, do you want to respond to what Ham is saying?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Ham, if you was in charge of Liverpool right now, would you sack Klopp?
Yeah, I think I would. I would sack Klopp.
Would you bring a Lampard?
Would you bring a Lampard? Look, no, not Lampard. Never Lampard. The thing is with Klopp at the moment, I think he just needs a different. He just needs to go to another project. Like I think Liverpool as well. This is the best time if we got rid of Klopp. Like the sooner we do it, I think it's probably gonna be the better because I think a lot of our players are actually gonna lose a lot of value this season, and I think that I don't trust who we're gonna get to replace them.
So Hassan, where do you stand on this whole Firmino thingy, man? Or rather, what Ham just said.
Yeah, no comment on what I just said. I mean, no comment on that. But
Samuel, any comments?
I'm not going to take your view seriously. When you were praising Klopp after you beat Tottenham 2-1 and you were saying this guy was... wait, I need to go back and do a catalog and get the receipts. Because you were saying something good about Klopp. And now, after a couple of games where we haven't really been winning, you're saying this.
Go get the receipts. Go get the receipts.
Cool.
Okay.
Don't worry.
No.
When we played...
Relax. Hey, relax, chill. Let's move on. Thiago. So... let's have an honest conversation about Thiago Alcantara. Now, I think he's a very good player. But again, just like my famous saying goes, how good is Thiago really? Because there's one thing just being good, very good on the eye, which he is, and how effective is he? And why was he brought to Liverpool? And is he doing and fulfilling the reason as to why he was brought in for Liverpool? Because my thing is like, why was he brought in for Liverpool? Let's bring in a little formation thing here. He was brought into Liverpool. So let's just say this is Fabinho. I mean, forget the Fabinho in here. Let's just say this is Fabinho in here. We're just focusing on these three. He was brought in to be the guy that breaks the lines and is really giving in those passes to Mane, Salah, Firmino, and so forth. Because once this was Wijnaldum, you were not really getting anybody who could do what's basically like you need that your Iniesta or your Modric. So you have your midfielders who sit and are the foundation in this area of the pitch. Then you have the midfielder who goes and now connects the attack to the midfield. So you have to have what I call the runner. And this is the runner who breaks from the midfield and joins in the attack, and he's the connective tissue. Liverpool didn't have that connective tissue. The three was just was like a utility that just gave the ball over to the front three, and they then worked everything out. So almost you will say to yourself that because Firmino has been declining in his function as being like the striker number 10, they've needed a Thiago to now provide that creativity that Firmino has not been providing for like the past year or so. So my thing here is this, that he's definitely had his injuries and so forth, you know. So we've not really had like, let's say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games to see from Thiago. But do you believe that Thiago is going to be that missing piece that Liverpool have been waiting for, i.e. when they lost Coutinho, and looking in for that number 10 who is a creative expert? Or are you like, not sure. So I just want a honest analysis of whether you feel Thiago will provide what Liverpool have been waiting for. Samuel.
Thiago is the missing piece that we need. I always look back to that Champions League match between us and Atletico, and that match told me a lot. Now, I can get into detail with that match and why we lost, because I believe we lost because of Adrian. It's as simple as, and we didn't take our chances in the actual 90 minutes. But what it showed me was that this is a lot of the time where I get frustrated with Liverpool, is that it's usually cross and I pray to God that we score, because there's no variation with it. It's either Trent or Robertson. Now, slightly with what I have said, I kind of agree in that Klopp needs to change the system and need to make it a little bit more. There's a little bit more variety in it, but this is why we even brought in Thiago, so we have variety in the middle. So we don't always have to pass it to a Trent or Robertson.
But sorry, real quick, just a quick question. Is it a case of Klopp needs to have variety, or Firmino just isn't fulfilling his function. So, i.e., he's not getting himself into positions and he hasn't been effective enough on the ball.
I wouldn't really say it's Firmino not fulfilling his position, because there'd be games where Firmino actually plays well and we still don't have anything. Like we just don't have anything. And I feel like we need to have more of, because the real creative, if you look at the starting 11, how it's supposed to be. Let's say Keita's fit. The most creative people in that team is probably Firmino, Keita, maybe Mane, and Thiago.
And Shaqiri.
And Shaqiri. Keita cannot stay fit. When you blow on him, he's in the hospital bed. Shaqiri, he's been sent to the gulag so many times. Firmino, it's burnout. Let's be honest, it's burnout. So it's only Thiago that's really our creative, like kind of midfielder in the middle.
Salah when he wants to be. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Salah when he wants to be. But really and truly, we're looking at our fullbacks for a full creativity, and they only just cross, which they do a brilliant job at it, to be honest. But that's what they only do in the attacking phase. And the reason why it hasn't really worked for Thiago right now is because of injury. I'm not gonna lie, this guy came in, played against Chelsea. We saw a little bit what he can do. He went and got COVID. He came back, played the Everton match, got injured. But even when Richarlison made that horrific tackle on him, he was still playing on to the end of the match. And that pass that he made to Mane, that was ridiculously called offside, is what if that goal stood, we'll be talking about that pass until now. And that showed me what Thiago can do. So a lot of it is just annoyance of injury. But if you look at Bayern Munich last season, Thiago also had the injuries there, but it was the second half of the season that he showed off, because he came when he came back. This is what I'm hoping for this season. Look at Liverpool's injuries right now. We've actually done all right. Currently, I think Man United was second, but we've actually done all right with the injuries that we had this season. My thing was just to get Thiago back in. Remember, he is still a player that's just come into the Premier League. He does still need a little bit of time to click with the team. But I feel like a couple of games, this is why I'm glad he played against the under-16s or the under-12s against Aston Villa. Because even though it was the under-12s, if you watch that match, you saw what he could do. The balls that he was playing, the intricate passes that he played, the balls that I love, he plays those no-look passes straight into the guys. None of our midfielders can do that. None. That's what he brings to the team. The not predictability, but just unpredictability. That's what he brings to the team. Those balls where you don't even see at first, but he can see it from like 10 phases away. He can see it, and he will just bring it in, fizz it into Salah, fizz it into Mane, fizz it into Firmino, and we can. And this is why I said against Man United, we need to start Shaqiri and Thiago, because them two can link up very well. And yeah, that's what I say about Thiago.
So before I come to Jamal, let me just deal with this guy. From Latin Lozario, reminder: Thiago made Verratti his bitch in the CL final.
Got Martin.
But at the end of the day, who is the better midfielder? It will and always will be Marco. So Martin, the joke's on you. Marco Verratti is still undefeated, man. He's still undefeated. Jamal, Thiago, talk to me.
Yeah, man. The thing about this position is cursed. Like when Coutinho leave, he cursed this number 10 position. Because first we buy Naby Keita. And Keita has been injury prone, injury after injury. Same thing with Shaqiri, injury after injury. And now Thiago. I mean, come on, guys. We're in January and the guys only played 4 games. And I think 2 of them was 90 minutes. I think that was Southampton. And what was the next game? Oh, yeah, Everton. But yeah, man, he will come good, man. It's just he needs a good run of games. He needs a good run of games to come good. Because yes, Samuel, I'm with you. That pass against Everton, I didn't even see it. When he had the ball and he passed it, I said, where the ball goes? I just see Mane free. That's the kind of vision we need. We need that vision and that guile. The guy's a saucy player. Come on. He passes the eye test. Thiago gets a 95% on the eye test. The guy is cool. The only thing with Thiago is his injuries, man. Because I watch his injury list at Bayern and it's bad, man. But coming to true ball, passing, creativity, The guy just need a run of game, man, and I think he will be key. Starting Jan 17th against Manchester United.
He has to.
And our next thing, I know he can't play the 6, but Klopp, please don't play him as a defensive midfielder. I rather him as a number 8.
I need Henderson and Thiago.
Yeah, because right now how Fabinho is playing centre back, Klopp is playing him as a 6, as a holding man. No, he's too far. He needs to be playing as a number 10 or as a number 8. So yeah, man, once he plays as a number 8, I feel at the end of the season he will be, if not the best midfielder in the Premier League. I don't want to hear no Bruno Fernandes. I don't want to hear no KDB. It will be Tara.
Yeah, respect KDB. Yeah. Respect KDB.
I'm Ham. Talk to me, man.
Yeah. I'm very worried with Thiago because
Why?
what I feel like is that like we have got a couple midfields in our team, and I don't think Thiago as a number 10 is really going to work out. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to work out. What I see the problem being for us is that before Van Dijk got injured, I think Thiago was perfect for us. But after now, I think if you look at our team, we can play for the optimal midfield for Thiago, in my opinion, is Thiago, Fabinho in the 6 with Keita as well with him. But the problem is Keita is always injured. And now if you try to play Thiago with Henderson and Gini, I think that the problem with that midfield is that Gini and Henderson don't have the vision to really unlock the best out of Thiago because their IQ is way low. This guy needs a proper IQ midfielders behind him if he's going to play number 10, in my opinion. But with those two guys, that's not going to happen. Those two guys are just like, they just run hard. They are 2X guys. So I don't think that works. The other one is if we put Curtis Jones in the midfield with Thiago.
I don't think he's ready.
I think Curtis Jones is better than Gini and Henderson next to Thiago.
Come on.
Because these two, no, for serious. These two guys, like people who think Thiago's gonna play number 10, I don't know. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen, especially with Van Dijk out. If Van Dijk was still in, maybe you could probably play that. You could play you could put Gini at that number 6, and then put Henderson and Thiago beside him. But without Van Dijk there to defend that position, I don't think it's gonna work. So yeah, at the moment, I'm hoping that Thiago can just give us that little bit of edge that we can beat the teams that we need to beat. If we can get those 1-0s in, then I'm happy because I think the players are gonna have to do it this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Undisputed.
Has anyone seen how Bayern's been doing without Thiago in midfield?
Yeah, they haven't
not
been
as
doing
good.
that well. It's not as well.
Not as good. Kimmich and Goretzka, they can't dribble through a press like Thiago can, which I think is absolutely crucial. It's not even the creativity. It's the ability when other teams press us to just dribble through it, as opposed to just panic, pass backwards, which is what Henderson tends to do. I do rate Henderson, but he can't really dribble through opposition the way Thiago can, and it's going to be so important against Man United, who are going to be pressing us very highly. And I honestly think we would be top of the league right now if it wasn't for Richarlison and his attempted murder. We would still be top of the league, but it is what it is. He's back now, and I think I'm looking forward to the 17th with him as long as he starts. I'm really looking forward to it. Pogba's going to be chasing shadows for 90 minutes. Oh, wait, he won't be because he's benched by McTominay, but whatever.
You know what's so mad is that he will probably get benched by McTominay. I don't think Oli trusts him in these kind of games against Liverpool.
Do you know how many goals and assists Pogba has against Liverpool in the last 5 years?
None.
0.
0 and 0.
None.
Okay. So what's the call? Hassan, talk to me. Thiago.
Yeah, man. This guy's just been quality when he's played, but Just too injury prone, man. Too injury prone.
So,
I think we would have been.
so do you think he's the answer that Liverpool have been looking for?
I still think we need out number 10. I don't know if we don't play number 10, but just in case, because I think he plays 8 for us, which is really good when he breaks the lines. But I still think we need an out number 10 against our low block team. But either way, he's still quality, but he's just always injured. That's the problem. If Fabinho was in DM and we had Van Dijk back, I think it would be a lot better. But since Van Dijk's injured and Fabinho's playing centre back, I think they'll still play number 8 for us.
All right, so let's talk about Mbappe right now. Now you guys know how much Mbappe means to me right now. He's part of my narrative, and I need him to win a CL so I can put out all of the tweets that are still in draft mode. Yes, I'm a narrative merchant. Deal with it. I am what I am. Mbappe. It is very interesting to see what Klopp could do with an Mbappe. But this is where it gets very complicated now where we now have to bring up our tactical brains. Now, obviously, if Mbappe is up, I am sure everyone is in agreement that, oh my gosh, of course Liverpool want to take Mbappe, a guy that is literally the prodigy. But I think when you look at Mbappe's game, he isn't a striker. He isn't a striker. And I think all because you can score goals, it's the same thing that we said about Salah. Oh my God, look at how many goals Salah scores as wide right. He'll make a great striker. Not necessarily so. Because not everybody is a Cristiano. Cristiano puts him anywhere, left, right, striker, he'll find a way to score because he's just an extremely adaptable player. So the thing here for Mbappe is this: if you're getting Mbappe and you want to get the best out of him, which is wide right, what does that happen then? Do you now move Salah as striker? Or is it a case of, okay, Salah, if you do go, Mbappe is a like-for-like replacement? So I just want to gauge everyone's thoughts of the whole Mbappe and Liverpool thing. Are you with it? Are you not with it? If he was to come, where would you play him? And do you think that Mbappe would work and be effective at Liverpool, given the fact that he has been looking a bit sketchy right now for PSG? Samuel.
I have my jokes about Mbappe because of UHH. With certain players, you just bring them to a level where I just need to pull them down. But Mbappe, of course, I would love him at Liverpool. He's a quality player, but the only way that Mbappe will work is that Salah leaves. I don't see him playing striker. I can't see him play. It will actually hurt me if I see him playing striker. I can't see him playing left wing. Well, he does play left wing sometimes for PSG.
Yeah, sometimes he does, but I do think that he is strongest on the right. But I think because I think even in the Champions League final, I think he played left and he put Neymar out on the right.
No, I think it was Di Maria on the right and Neymar through the middle.
No. When in the second half. When they brought on a striker in the second half, I think because I remember when Mbappe did that skill where Kimmich fouled him, Mbappe was on the left. So I think in the second half, they moved Neymar out right, which was obviously too late, and Mbappe was left.
Yeah, but I think there's better left wingers in the world, especially including Mane, than Mbappe. So I don't think it's only going to be right wing. Mbappe's not going to come to Liverpool and be a rotation player. that's not going to be him. Salah has to go for Mbappe for us to come in. But as I said, even I made jokes about him. I need to see Mbappe in a league where he can be really tested under a coach who can really improve him. This is what I said about Mbappe. This is why I think Haaland's dribbling is a little bit better than his, mainly because I'm seeing more of Haaland's dribbling than Mbappe's. Right now, Mbappe is looking like a pace merchant.
Oh,
he just gets the ball and kicks it and runs. That's it. That's all I'm like. That's all I'm seeing right now. And I know Mbappe is better than that. I saw him at the World Cup. I saw what he was doing with those flicks and tricks. I need it to be more refined under a good coach that can improve him. And yes, Klopp is the best coach in the world to do that. However, we're gonna have to sell Salah and for him to come in for that to work. and it's gonna be for a lot of money. let's not cap about this.
Jamal.
Yeah, I mean, what Liverpool fan wouldn't love Mbappe? I mean, he's going to be one of the best players in the next 10 years. The big thing is just Salah has to go for him to come. Some people are okay with that. I'm not really okay with that. And the next thing Liverpool fans forget is if he goes to Liverpool and spend 5 years, he wants to play for Real Madrid. He says he wants to play for Real Madrid. So we know he's going to leave. We know he's not going to stay here forever. So are we really going to just let him come for 4 years and then leaves us? I don't really think so. I rather Haaland, man. I feel Haaland would be better for Liverpool system and better for us in the long run. But Mbappe, come on. If he comes to Liverpool, he has to play right wing. Don't play him as a striker, please. Although Klopp could mold him.
Does he then replace Salah? If you're saying right wing, are you saying replacements for Salah or Salah moves to striker?
Nah, I don't think there's a world where Salah and Mbappe is in the same team. It just wouldn't happen because Mbappe is not coming for 150,000 a week. I think he might want about 350, 300,000. And yeah, I don't think you can afford to give Salah 200 and give Mbappe 300. I don't think Liverpool is built like that. So Mbappe will only come if Salah leaves. And yeah, man, he has to play right wing. I don't trust him in the center and on the left. And come on, guys. Klopp is the best manager for improving players. If Klopp gets to improve Mbappe, we could be looking at Ballon d'Or winner. On the next 10 years, he could be one of the best players in the world. Because, guys, we saw it with Salah and we saw it with Mane. When we signed Mane, did you think he was going to be the best winger in the world? When we signed Salah, do you think he was going to be the best right winger in the world? I mean, watch Henderson and Wijnaldum. Henderson is a good player, but come on, you gotta see he is improved. Henderson and Gini, Van Dijk. So Mbappe, if he's smart, he should come Liverpool. But is he? I don't think so. I think he'll end up going Real Madrid, and we'll see how that goes.
All right. Actually, no. Before it comes to this, let me just deal with this one again. From a Latin Losario, that's with 2 L's. I'm grateful for dudes like Samuel and Hassan humbling this sexy, bold dude with shades and his hype piece. Let me just say this again, Latin Ozario.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Martin.
You are a Cristiano Ronaldo merchant and a fake Juve fan, which means and Chelsea have won the Champions League more recently than Juventus. So deal with Pescara, Atalanta, and Bolognese FC before you come for Chelsea, the Yetch, and so forth. And yes, I'm not giving up on the CL. Relax and chill. Until you win the CL, don't even come and talk to me in the way. You won the CL in the freaking 90s. You won the CL when freaking Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls were relevant.
Easy.
Pipe down. Pipe the freak down. Undisputed, talk to me, man.
It has to be, but I have seen Mbappe play on the left, and I do think he can be good there. But realistically, one of Mane and Salah has to go. None of them will accept a rotation position. It's not like Jota or Firmino. I think those guys probably will accept a rotation position, but not Mbappe, not Salah. Between the two, I would like to see Salah become a Liverpool legend. Just, one of our greatest top scorers, etc., etc. Because I'm sentimental like that. And even for Mbappe, I prefer Sancho over Mbappe. And I know that's controversial, but Sancho, he just looks like a better footballer. His technique, he doesn't need to knock the ball 40 meters in front of him in order to beat a man. He can just do it with, a little shimmy, He has that Figo vibe around him.
Wait, Undisputed, had he done it in a World Cup semi or World Cup final?
He's never been to a World Cup. You can't hold that against him.
Wow, I'm just saying.
For all we know, it could be coming home in 2022,
Undisputed, relax. Undisputed,
relax. Easy.
Can't
have that. Hey, can't have that. Easy.
Relax. Undisputed, please relax.
Mason Mount with the World Cup winner.
But
Samuel, mute your mic.
We need that for our narrative.
Undisputed, go for it. Undisputed.
Like, when was the last time Liverpool ever had a forward that was like a legend of the game? Like, Barcelona have had Messi, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. Real Madrid have had Cristiano, obviously, Di Stefano. When have Liverpool ever had something like that? Like, we've had Kenny Dalglish, who's probably the best one. But other than that, we're a team that, like, how do we say?
Ian
We're
Rush.
more of a unit rather than
Yeah, Ian Rush as well.
Superstars, yeah.
we're more of a unit, so to speak. We're a machine together. We don't really rely on star players. Even our 6 Champions Leagues, they've all come like with teams that are all about hard work, sticking together, and we don't have someone like Messi who can bail us out. That's always been what Liverpool's been all about.
All right, what's it called? I'm Ham.
Yeah, for me, I'm definitely like in 2020. I'm definitely Mbappe 2020. I'll sing the praise, sing the songs. Going to meet the shaman every week. But yeah, our board decided that Mbappe 2020 wasn't a good way to celebrate the Nike deal. So in 2021. I think at the moment I want Haaland. I don't think the thing is with Mbappe. I think, as the guy previously just said, I don't think a guy with that much attention is right for Liverpool. So I'd prefer someone who's actually going to see Liverpool as the prize instead of the other way around.
Oh, so you're saying
So,
Mbappe will
yeah.
just be using Liverpool then?
Yeah, I think he would have eyes of Madrid or Barcelona or something like that. Or maybe
Yeah.
even if he doesn't, I think he would like. He'd demand a lot of power in the club as well. So, nah, not for me.
All right, Hassan. Mbappe.
Yeah, bro. As I said, if Salah's gonna leave, I only want Mbappe. I know Sancho's a good player, Haaland good players, but Mbappe, I know he's in a sticky situation because right now, kick around player, we know all of that. But Klopp can save him, man. Klopp can save him. I think in 5 years he'll probably leave to go Madrid. But listen, 5 years is still a long time. It's still a couple CLs, couple league titles, and move on. So I'll definitely take Mbappe, but it's unlikely. Let's be honest. Sancho is more likely than Mbappe, but you never know. You gotta pray, man.
All right. So, guys, let's now talk real talk. This is now where see this, that was like the starter. Let's not get to the main course. Guys, it has happened. It has happened. I don't know. And let me just please. Warning. Do not have a heart attack when I bring up this image for you guys, but it's a very worrying image. And I see, before I bring up this image, I don't believe in this image. I believe this image is fake. I don't believe this image is real. So be very clear. I don't feel this image is real, but I'm going to bring it up. And I don't want anyone to, so I want, for 1 minute, I just want us to look at the image. For 1 minute, I just want you to look at the image and that's it. $40. 20 seconds. Let me start. Yeah, no, it wasn't a minute. Who cares? Math is overrated. So, guys, this is where we're at right now. I cannot remember the last time that Man United were top of this table around this point in the season. I can wax lyrical about white magic, juju, witchcraft, wizardry, and Norwegian spectral powers. But it is what it is. This is what we have to deal with here. I have always been on the mindset because now look, if we actually look deeper into this, if City, who are looking really good, win their 3 games in hand, they are, I believe, either 2 or 1 points behind United. The top of the table. So really, people are forgetting about Man City because of how they have their games in hand. So City are definitely much in this tight race because I think City will win those games in hand and they'll say what's up. But we have to first deal with what we have before us immediately. And this is where I want to start out, and I want an honest appraisal here. From the Liverpool perspective and point of view, do you believe that you are in fact in a title race with Man United, or it's with Man City? No, sorry. Do you feel, forget Man City, do you feel you are in a genuine title race with Manchester United? Jamal, let me come to you.
You know what? Last couple of weeks, I said no. I said I didn't rate them. I didn't rate Manchester United. But bro, they're winning, and they keeps on winning. And this game today, I know we didn't see it, but 1-0 against Burnley, that's clutch, man. And they're getting that 1-0. So I'm a little worried about them now. I'm more worried than I've been for a long time about Manchester United. I still think we're gonna win next week, but I think it's gonna be a tight race, man, because they're winning and the defense is average, but they keep clean sheets when they need to, and they have match winners like Bruno Fernandes. Look, Pogba. Pogba wants to leave, and he scored today. Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Martial, Cavani. So they have the weapons to mount a title challenge. So yes, I'm worried. I think they're in a title race with them.
Do you want me to be real about this?
Yeah, someone be real, man. Be real.
Be real, bro.
This Man United team reminds me of Liverpool 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Facts.
Great attack, dead defense. What they're doing right now is what I expect. Remember, they did this last season where they were trying to get Champions League, so they are gonna get a good run of games, but it's gonna be at the last hurdle they're gonna bottle it. And I'm just saying, I'm enjoying Man United fans right now, hyping it up, saying 21 is coming.
Those
Because
guys are
I've
hyped,
seen it
man.
all. I've seen it all before. And I'm laughing because I've seen it all before. They're gonna fall at the last hurdle. Do you know what? Do you know what's so funny? It will be one of the great narratives where they can beat Liverpool at Anfield, but Liverpool will still win the league. That will be one of the great narratives. And
See, my thing about that is that you can book it. Liverpool are winning that game. It could be a draw, but I'll put money on Liverpool beating them. I think Liverpool will win that game. But my thing is that if, let's just say, just for argument's sake, United win that, it doesn't mean anything. I don't think it's that sense because I don't believe this. I'm not buying
it's a
this.
dream. It's a dream.
No, I mean, like, I just don't. Okay, so Jamal says that he believes that it's a genuine title race. So for you, Samuel, you don't believe that this is a genuine title race with Man United?
It is a title race, but I feel like with Man United, obviously, we have to be more worried about Man City than Man United. However, it will be a title race. It's just Man United will be the ones that will be trying to take points off us. And if you look at the table right now, Man City, they've actually got 2 games in hand. So if they win those 2 games, they'll be 1 point behind Man United and 2 points ahead of us. So I generally think it's going to be a 3-horse race. But in the end, it's going to be between Liverpool and Man City, and who will beat Man United. That's the thing. Those games where we have to beat Man United, it will come down to those. Because Man City are they have their weaknesses against Man United. You've seen it before. Liverpool, maybe. That game on Sunday and also the game at Old Trafford, which is coming very soon, actually. It's coming very soon. Is very important.
But AJ,
yeah,
you said that how if Manchester United win that game against Liverpool at Anfield, you think it's nothing, bro. I think it's different because we haven't tasted defeat in Anfield for 3 years in the Prem. If Manchester United beating us at Anfield, bro, I think that could be a game changer, mentality-wise for Liverpool.
But
that's the thing.
I get where you're coming from there, but I still feel that I just don't trust this United team. Psychologically, mentally. I just don't trust it because literally, this team doesn't strike me as, okay, pressure is on. They're going to be able to say what's up there. They're not. Pogba is a big boy. It's a big boy there, but I just don't see a team that can say what's up with the pressure. Like what they've done right now, it's crazy. Look, you have to deal with what it is. They're here.
Yep.
They're here. They're up with this title. But I'm thinking of, okay, where are we after week 23, 24 games played, 26 games played, 28 games played? Because the key thing for me is if this table looks like this, obviously with Man City in February, all right, okay, let's start saying what's up.
Yeah.
Because remember, the points are really close. If you look at this right now, look at how close the points are.
And I just realized we haven't even played 19 games.
Yeah. We're not even halfway through the season. See, I told you, the key points for me through the season is February and March, where we're now, so that's like 25, 26 games played. Is worrying right now, because if we look at this right now, and United draw or lose a game, and Leicester, Tottenham say what's up, the table now looks very different.
True.
So my thing is, we have to not be reactionary, but just look further in. Hence why I said, like, I'm not sure whether we can now say, hey man, United title race, because for me, I'm about what is your track record. City, we know what their track record is. We know that these guys have shown for the past 3 seasons that they can hit a consistent spell, and we know how good they can be. United have not yet shown you that, hey man, because your track record doesn't give me any evidence that, hey man, we can hit a really good spell and say what's up. So before I come to Undisputed, let me just deal with this guy yet again. From Latin Rosario, man is just salty. I'm going to make a fortune off Atletico gang raping Chelsea come February. Tweets to the pin half up. Martin, I'll say this again.
Got mine.
Martin, if Chelsea beats Atletico and Juve lose to FC Porto, Martin, I need you to not only delete every online thing, but you might need to delete your life. Because, Martin, I will rip the living daylights out of you. If Chelsea beats Atletico and Juventus lose to FC Porto, you don't want to see what I look like if that happens. So tread very carefully. Undisputed, talk to me.
I'm worried. I'm not sure where all this false confidence is coming from, but I am worried. I'm worried about Man United. They don't have any serious injuries, which is always a huge advantage. And they've actually learned how to beat the small teams now. But I still think we, at our best, we're better than them. And we know that, and they know that as well. But who's going to be in our defense on Sunday? No, on the game against them. Reece Williams?
Oh my gosh.
I think Matty will be back. I think
this is the problem we have, because if they play on the counter attack, and just forget, all our defenders are slow. We don't have Van Dijk and we don't have Joe Gomez. Rashford and Dan James up against these centre backs, I'm worried.
I would love Dan James to play, but he's not going to play, unfortunately. It will be Rashford, Martial, Greenwood, and then Pogba, probably not Pogba, McTominay, Fred, Fernandes. Oh, it's got to be... I'm nervous about that game. But United, see what happened to us with Van Dijk. If they lost Bruno Fernandes for the entire year, it would be over for them. We all know it would be completely over for them. Whereas we're still in this, just about, even with our best defender gone.
This sounds good, but I'm not worried about Jan 17, but I'm more worried about them in a tight race. I feel we're going to beat them. I'm not worried about next week, but for the whole overall tight race, yeah, I'm a little worried.
What's it called? Amham?
First of all, Oli is a clown. That's the first thing. Like for Klopp, like I've given up on man. I've already said so. So all I'm gonna say is that this guy has one job for this season, in my opinion. One job, and that's to stop Man United winning anything. Anything. Okay? If it looks like it's a lost game, and you need to rest a player for Champions League, or you need to rest a player to stop Man United winning the league, stop Man United winning the league. Okay?
So you
I don't
want
want
to
to
win the
see
league.
Man United lift anything. I want to see them lift armpits only. Okay? So, Klopp, that's your job. I don't think these guys are a challenge for anyone. I think these guys should focus on trying to get into top 4.
See, this is why I really wanted us to get Ramos. He would have taken care of them.
Oh, yes. Okay, what's it called? Hassan, talk to me.
Yeah, bro. A couple of weeks ago, I was saying United are nobodies. They won't do nothing. They'll fall off. But bro, they're going to games 1-0 up. I don't know how it works, bro. I don't know. And they're winning games after the whistle's blown. So the juju's real, man. Juju's real. I'm scared, bro.
But how worried are you genuinely that they could be in the title race all the way through?
I think they'll fall off. Once it gets 25 games, they won't be in a race. It'll be us and City. But for now, I worry. We'll beat them on Sunday for me. when we'll beat them. Because we're just better at home.
Do you know what we need to do? Do you know what we need to do in this channel? Do you know what we need to do in this channel? We need to hype up Man United. We need to hype them up.
United, they're gonna walk
We
the
need to hype them up.
league. Easy, walk the
I'm
league.
thinking about-
Rashford Ballon d'Or, Bruno Ballon d'Or, man. Easy.
It's HH.
but-
You
Maguire,
need to be the
Maldini.
one to hype him up. It can't be us. It needs to be HH. He's the man. With
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
you need some olive.
I will only do it. I will only do it if you can promise me that Chelsea gets Klopp, Salah, Mane, Robertson.
I'll send you the papers.
Okay, so once that transfer is confirmed, I will give you all the reverse psychology in the world that you need. So just confirm me those transfers, then I can do business with you. Yes.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Would you want Manchester United to win in the league? I think you can agree with us. We don't want to see that.
Fuck no. Because
Imagine Red Devil, Yasser Saeed, all coming
If Ole wins the league, oh my
See,
goodness.
because see, my thing is that United fans are very arrogant, and for me,
Yep.
I want them to suffer because let me tell you a little thing. Before I actually followed Chelsea, I hated Man United because basically my older brother was a United fan and he was a huge fan of Eric Cantona, and me and my brother always used to have kind of amicable rivalries. So because my brother was such a huge United fan, I just hated them because maybe I had to think so. So I hated United before I even followed Chelsea. So I've always had a beef with Man United, and this period, it's been amazing because I say now you don't know what it means to suffer. Because trust me, I was there when Fergie used to win game after game after game. I was like title after title. And now you know what it means to suffer, and you have the first glimmer of glory, and the arrogance, the cheek, the sheer arrogance that these guys now have.
It's disgusting.
Wait a minute. So we're supposed to ignore that you guys have been trashed for the last few years. Now there's a glimmer of hope. Yes, United 21 back when oh my god. But
Does anyone here understand why they call themselves the biggest club in the world when they have 3 Champions Leagues? Like seriously. They have
less than Ajax.
Ajax. They have fewer.
No.
Yeah.
But see, here's the key thing though. You see, I do think that it would be great for Labille because it would sort of because you see, I have my Labille narrative, which is there, so that is very important. But here's the thing though. Solskjaer winning this title will make all of us look very bad. It would cause a rupture on social media.
You're gonna have to induct the league. That's gonna happen.
And bro, I'll have to induct life if that happens. So okay, look, let's okay. Last thing. Do Liverpool win the league? Yes or no this season?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still believe that we're going to have a period where we have a 6 to 10 game winning streak.
Yeah. I say we win the league if we get centre back this January. Only if we get centre back.
Yeah, I agree. If we get a centre back or Van Dijk comes back, that's the only way we win.
Because
But putting in trust Klopp, I am.
I want to respond to Mr. James from the live chat. First of all, you should deal with the fact that your club has fewer European Cups than Ajax. And screw you.
So just stop talking shit. You'll be humbled for. It's a good old guys. I can't wait for Jan 17 because Jan 17 it has so many narratives. And see, I told you I'm a narrative merchant. I'm a huge narrative merchant.
James is about to be the new Egg Boy hero. Watch after Sunday. After Sunday, he'll be the new Egg Boy hero.
Because here's the thing now. If Liverpool give them like 5-0, it's gonna look bad. But guys, what if United?
No, that won't happen. It won't happen.
What if United smack up Liverpool on Sunday?
Bro, I'm done.
I'm turning off my phone.
You see, because if United win, and that's like one of their first loss at Anfield in Premier League in ages, bro, and it's to Man United, to Ole, my God in heaven. My God in heaven. Man. Okay. So I want to move on to this right now. So let's talk CL. So last 2 topics. I want to talk CL. Let me bring this in. So I've always said this, and this is what I've always said, that the Champions League for me, it goes Champions League, your league title, then everything else is like extra dessert and extra sauce. And I still put Liverpool as one of the favourites to win the Champions League. I say this again. That Atletico Madrid game was a freak game. because Liverpool should have won that game. 100%. They should have won that game. But it is what it is. That's the beauty of football. You get these shocking things happening. So my thing here is, what chance do you see, or what are the chances that you give for Liverpool in the Champions League this season, bearing in fact that PSG new manager with Pochettino, Pirlo is a rookie, Bayern Munich losing Thiago Alcantara and Alaba, and you're seeing the defensive deficiencies in the Bundesliga right now. Real Madrid, can they do anything without Zad? What chance do you give us? Let me just quickly hit this. So, Beata Klumps, thanks for the dub. Should Uncle Moo be inducted if Ole wins the league? No. Why should he? No. And also, Ole's not winning the league, so that will never happen. Beata Klumps, relax. And I'm never inducting Uncle Moo. It's never happening. And also, they had a mutiny against Uncle Moo. So, Samuel, talk to me.
I have a very, very mad image in my head of what Liverpool can do at the end of the season, but I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna dare say it before it all goes crashing in my face. But I believe that Liverpool can go far in the Champions League because of the teams that are in it right now and the deficiencies. I think the only teams that can generally beat us are Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid. Probably also maybe PSG if they're really on their game. But that's it. Now, go on.
No. See, my thing is, I'm looking at Bayern Munich, and I think that's a bad matchup for Bayern if they play Liverpool. Because you just look at Sané. I don't think, especially when I think someone has said, Salah, he always goes through these patches. If let's say Liverpool were to meet Bayern in a quarter or a semi, you give Salah 2 of those 1v1s, he's scoring one of them. Scoring one of them, because that Bayern tactic is we're going to give you at least 1 or 2 1v1s. But we are confident that by the law of averages, you won't score them, and also Neuer is a beast in goal. It's risky, but it is what it is. I think that for Liverpool and how they play and how they can be in transition, that tactic against the Liverpool team could come back, could really harm Bayern. So my thing is, Liverpool, the team that should worry Liverpool is Atletico, just based on that style, and a fully fit PSG.
Yeah.
Because a fully fit PSG, hate him all you want, it is what it is. Neymar, it is what it is. So see, PSG is, that game can go either way. But the teams that, they can beat Liverpool, for me, I would say PSG, Atletico Madrid. Actually, and I'll come to Jamal. Gatlock says, I'm more worried about a convict lifting the Premier League. And by that convict, he means Jerry Maguire, aka Harry Maguire. Now, that would be wrong. A criminal convict lifting up any trophy would be very wrong, bro. And let's just hope that slap.
Wait, HH, can you ban Calvin in the chat? To be fair, he's disrespectful. Yes.
Okay.
He said something very disrespectful. I can't lie.
Okay, I'll get it. Okay, so what's it called? Jamal, talk to me.
I was going to say quickly, Jamal. I was going to say something. I'm not as confident because we don't have a good defense or centre back pairing. So us going far in the Champions League, I would say that's a 40% because we do need our centre backs and we don't have them right now. But I don't know. I'm looking into every game. I'm looking into every game worried. Anybody can beat us because we can have a bad game, but we can go far in the Champions League. But yeah, Jamal.
Yeah. For me, guys, the word is, I'm not sure, but the word is BBD is going to be back at the end of February.
Ooh.
I know it's
ACL. Don't incite me. Chill.
Yeah.
Don't gas me.
I know it's an ACL, and I know you don't want to rush him back because you don't want to rush him back and then he breaks down again. But the word is he's looking like he's coming back early. That is a huge boost if it's true. And guys, if we get VVD back, there's only 2 teams I feel can beat us. Call me crazy. I don't fear Bayern. I feel we can beat Bayern. The 2 teams that I fear is Atletico Madrid and Juventus. Because guys,
no.
Yes. Reason why I hate Liverpool against pragmatic teams. And these teams, they suffer us, man. They kill us. And a team like Juventus, you know what they're gonna do. two banks are for, and they're gonna counter us with Cristiano and Dybala up front. So I fear Atletico Madrid and Juventus. But other than that, come on, man. You know how it is at Anfield. I hear guys saying that how there wouldn't be fans. Guys, the home stadium is not about fans alone. It's about getting accustomed to your ground and knowing your ground. And we know Anfield like the back of our hands, man. So, yeah. For me, two teams to fear is Juventus and Atletico Madrid.
Hassan?
Yeah, man. If that's true about we really come back in February, man, then we have a good chance,
That's
man.
huge. That is huge.
That's a big boost, man.
A game changer.
That means Firmino go back to DM, which is his best position, which is really helpful for the team. Yeah, apart from Bayern, man, I don't fear anyone else, to be honest. I mean, we could beat any other team except for Atletico, to be honest. Yeah, Atletico. But even then, I think if we play Atletico 9 times out of 10, we beat them. It's just that day, it is what it is. We break our chances. But yeah, I don't fear anyone in it. And if we win the CL, I'm more the CL guy over the league in it. So no disrespect to the Premier League, but it's all about the CL. It's all about CL.
That's a good question, guys. What you rather, the CL or the Premier League?
CL number 7. Come on.
We'd have as many as Milan. We'd have as many as Milan.
Yeah, that's big.
Is it crazy for me to say I want both?
If you had to choose one, Samuel, if you had to choose one, CL or the Premier League this season, if you had to choose one.
This is the mad thing about it, because I will say, and this is because it's only Liverpool's case, the Premier League, and I'll say this because I just want Liverpool to go back to back with the Premier League.
True.
Any other season, I want the CL, but I just want Liverpool to go back to back. That's it.
Okay.
But if Klopp wins another CEO, it can be in a good conversation. You don't know, man. You don't know.
So Martin Rosario says, Jamal, you're a real one, bro. Mad love. Oh, how nice from Martin. But are you being sarcastic though? So, see, just to round this off, man. I mean,
let me land it.
Ham. Do I have to let you land? Okay.
CL, yeah, I think it's going to be a difficult run for us because we're already struggling with a number of games. And I think once we get into February, man, it's always a struggle. But I think that we're going to get through the round of 16. I think that's the type of team Liverpool do the best against. Leipzig, or we can get past them. But after that, I think we definitely need to have easy teams. I think we need easy teams all the way to the final, because this league is going to be hard, man. It's going to be very difficult, and Champions League, like going for the Champions League full out can really do damage to a team. Like we all remember Arsenal's title of always getting messed up by February. So I think we need to be careful, and I think that the CL would be a great trophy to win, especially considering all the hate I have against Bayern Munich to win last season. But I think this season is gonna be possibly too much for us to actually get it, because it's gonna cost a lot. So yeah.
Would you want the Premier League or the CL this season?
I want Man United to win nothing.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Would you take the 7th CL if it meant Man United won the 21st?
No. No. They were not sharp about it. No.
Yeah.
I would
see, if I was to put myself in Liverpool shoes, I'd understand that. That yes, it's the CL, but my God in heaven, it's the United fans would just go on and on and on about that, you know. So,
about Jamal, one thing he said he fears Juventus. The idea of Cristiano going up against Reece Williams and that's a bit I can see where you're coming from. But is Van Dijk really back in February?
That's the
rumor.
rumor.
That would be ridiculous.
Please do not give me false hope. Please don't do that.
Okay, so guys, so this is what we always do on these kinds of shows: is I throw up an image, and I give you just a time just to think about the image, and then what are your thoughts about it? So this is like the last thing before we get out of here. So I'm going to throw up an image, and I'll give you like about a few seconds just to sort of consume it, take it in, and then your emotions when you see this image. So
Please don't say it's that image. I know. Oh, okay.
So I'll just give you some time to take it in and so forth. But I'll start while you guys kind of think and coin what you really feel and what your emotions are when you see this. My thing here is this: is that Liverpool needs to be taken to court because this finessing needs to stop. You finessed Barcelona with Coutinho. I think you finessed Crystal Palace with Benteke, and you finessed Chelsea with Fernando Torres, because this is what I believe happened.
You also did it with Werner.
Werner as well, but see, two Torreses exist.
Yep.
What happened was the real Torres is somewhere out there. I don't know where he is, but I think he's somewhere out there. And they made a clone. And when they made a clone, they injected him with Class B brickery. And Chelsea got a total trash player who I dubbed Blondie and was a Class A brick, who I believe is, when I start this up, is an alumni of the Brick Academy. And my thing is this, is that at a point, this guy was the best 1v1 striker in the world.
Yes.
Where there's a point where if he's a 1v1, it's a goal. It's a goal. Just give him a 1v1 situation, that ball is entering the net. And you say to yourself that if Liverpool had kept him, or he had kept playing at that stage, my gosh, Liverpool could have had quite an amazing striker. Now, my thing is this, because as I was reading more into it, I think they said like apparently he had like an injury and so forth. So let's say that move to Chelsea hadn't happened, we may have seen the same decline. I don't know how to feel about that or how much truth there is into that the injury is what derailed his career. But my thing is that, my gosh, like at this guy's peak, at his height, he was a ridiculous striker. And you say to yourself that, like, if let's say Liverpool had this Torres right now, my Lord in heaven. So if they had this Torres, Mane to one side, Salah to another side, it would be insane, man. So, Jamal, emotions and thoughts when you see this image.
Yeah. Well, guys, my first season watching football was in 2006. That's when I started watching football, 06. And I think we bought him either the 7-8 season or the 6/7 season.
7-8 season.
Yeah. Guys, he's the reason why I support Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. When I see this guy for the first time from Atletico, everybody say, oh, he's going to be the next big thing, the next thing. I say, when he put on that Liverpool shirt, and the guy, peace, finishing, ball control, the guy had everything, man. What didn't he have? The only thing, he was a confidence player. That's the only thing. When he's on it, he could be one of the best strikers in the world. When he's off form, he is kind of like a brick. But we never see that brickness for Liverpool. He was high school, and I like how you said that, H. One-on-one, close your eye, it's a goal. Watch, and his connection with Gerrard, come on, man. That was one of the best partnerships. Well, plenty guys don't mention Gerrard and Torres. But yeah, I like how you said that, because this guy, you could put your house, please don't put your house, but you could put your house one-on-one, this guy is going to finish. Every time, round the keeper, step overs, chip. One-on-one, this guy was a beast. And, man, who knows? If he continue, I think he will be one of the best strikers in his generation. Top 3 in his generation.
Yes. That I agree. Samuel?
When I look at that picture, I think, we could have done so much more. I think one of the most underrated teams that Liverpool had was the 2008-2009 season. When we came second in the league. Yes.
Yeah.
So
we came second in the league.
When Liverpool lost one game, but they drew so many games.
Yes. That team was I wouldn't say incredible, but it was rivaling Man United. And Man United had Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney, and Berbatov.
And Rio Vidic as well. Yeah.
Exactly. We had the best midfielder. we had the best midfield.
Bro, that was the
We
season
had-
where Vidic scored against Torres. And Torres scored against
Mascherano,
Vidic 4-1.
Gerrard, Xavi Alonso. We had a very good team, and the fact that we did not win one trophy with that team is criminal. It's absolutely criminal. So, I'm not gonna lie. Torres was the best striker in the world at that time. Not even for club, but for country, for Spain. What he was doing in Spain, like, boy. I think after Torres, I don't think they've ever had a prolific goal scorer or goal scorer striker like that. They've
Who's Spain or
Spain.
Liverpool?
I think when Torres left, they went into a thing where it was just
David
midfielders.
Villa. David Villa.
No. But Villa and Torres were in the same generation, so they were
Yeah,
like
in the same
exact
generation.
Costa.
No, Costa
No.
wasn't as prolific.
No. But yeah, we could have done so much more with him, and it just hurts me that we didn't win one trophy. Even with Suarez, we at least won a League Cup. We won a Caribbean Cup with him. With Torres, we didn't win anything with him. So we could have done so much.
I think we win something with Suarez. Yeah, we win one cup,
It was
2012.
the League Cup.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what's it called? Undisputed. So it's with Torres.
Del Bosque, he warned you guys, Chelsea. He warned you he was finished. He was on the bench in 2010. And you guys didn't listen to him, did you? You still spent 50 million on him. And yeah, it is what it is. He was obviously an amazing player. He finished third in the 2008 Ballon d'Or, only behind Ronaldo and Messi. He was amazing. He had everything. And then, unfortunately, it just all kind of went away. But thankfully, Chelsea, so kind of them to pay us so much for so little.
He missed an open goal, bro. He missed an open goal for Chelsea.
he got you the Champions League though. That's all that matters.
Without that, you know, see people.
I think they'll go through anyway without a goal. They'll go through anyway.
That goal just sort of ended it. Without that goal, Chelsea were still going through. That was just like, this is just the final full stop. But that goal wasn't the winning goal. No, come on. So Ham, talk to me.
Wait, guys, do you think he would have done well under Roy Hodgson? Because Roy Hodgson was Roy Hodgson was the reason why Liverpool was such a dead club at that time. He was the demise of Liverpool. So do you actually think he would have done well under Hodgson?
Hodgson is a prick. For me, Torres, man, like this guy was my favorite player. Like, damn, like this is just heartbreak, man. Just looking at this picture, like when this guy left for Chelsea, I was angry, man. I didn't want to see that. So yeah, it meant a lot. And for me, like HH, you might say we finished you guys, but like for 50 million, you destroyed a rival team. So I think that was worth it. And then like, if Torres didn't go, him and Suarez would have made a partnership, and I think that partnership would have won us the league, without a doubt.
But guys, do you remember the open goal he missed against Manchester United?
Yes.
When he was
Yes.
Yeah, but look at what it did. Look at what he did for Atletico when he left Chelsea. The problem is Chelsea. That's the problem. It wasn't Torres. It wasn't Del Bosque. It wasn't anyone. It was Chelsea. Chelsea destroys strikers. That's what they do. Only Drogba was the one who could survive like our entire career at that club. But other strikers don't survive, man. They don't survive because Chelsea wants results now. If you don't get results, Bram just buys a new one, and he just throws away the old one. So Chelsea were very they did a great thing for themselves.
I know the image is small, but do you realize that this man missed from this position?
Oh my
God! But what about Sterling? What about Benzema?
This is worse.
Benzema's also got a bad one, and Higuain's got a bad one as well.
No. This is worse because of the amount of time that he has.
Question. What was worse, Torres's miss or Yakubu's miss?
Oh my, Yakubu, what's that? No, Yakubu's was worse. He had his goal in front of him. I don't know.
In totality, it's Yakubu's miss because it was at the World Cup. But if you just say for forget the stage,
The thing is, Torres went around the keeper. He had the ball, so that could be.
you see the thing why it's Torres is because
He was so
he had
close.
so much time. You see, the thing with Yakubu is that it was a quick shot. He had to hit it quickly. You should score. We had to hit it quick. Torres, you went around the keeper, and you've got a whole goal to aim at. So basically, you had time.
Man,
So
I
it was
remember
like a-
that match. I was actually laughing so much at Torres. Like, I hated him so much. I was just laughing.
No. So is it because he had time and so forth that it was just a mess, man. It was just a mess. Guys, look, man, we have had some good fun here, over 2 hours and so forth. Guys, remember to like the video and subscribe. So thank you everybody for being part of this Liverpool Shakedown. Next Tuesday we'll have the next club-centered thing. I will put it out there so you guys can know that you can send me for those who want to be part of this and so forth. Any final words,
Van
guys?
Dijk,
Any final words,
Matip.
guys?
Yeah,
Van
that's
Dijk
what I said.
Matip is the GOAT too. Van Dijk Matip is a
Yeah,
GOAT
hate
back
it.
too.
When are we gonna have the conversation about Gerrard being a horseman? That's I'm ready for it.
Never.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Wow.
yeah, that's what I say. Guys, big up H. This guy is a one-man army, and he's still a blind contact for you guys, man. Watch how much
Yeah, big up
work
HH, man. Like the vid, like the vid.
subscribe and like the
Shout
vid,
out.
man. He's giving us
Shout
that
out to
content.
Have. Shout out to Have. Ram's child
Yeah.
hope.
Look, I said, look, like it is what it is. I tell you, this is the home of content crackman, especially during this very tough year. I feel it's my duty to provide you guys with quality, amazing entertainment and quality content. So it's my job. And hence
This
why
was a
after
lot
this-
of fun, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think no. See, this is always fun because I think this is where, even if you're not a fan of the club, I think this is good because we can do a nice deep dive to the footballing aspects of each club. So I think just even if you're a football fan, as long as you're a football fan, I think these are always fun to do. And even now, I now have to pretty much finish editing Africa and the World Cup special. So it doesn't end, man. It doesn't end. So guys, peace out, stay true, and we'll see you next Tuesday for the
Peace,
next
guys, peace.
special, man. Peace out. Peace.